Okay, we're in the green. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Rising Sun. Last time, the party had a bit of a feast in the Grand Citadel on Araxis Prime. We met Lord Goltrax of the 4th Grand Battalion of the Iron Warriors Legion. And they set up some things in motion that they're going to need to accomplish in the future. So, let me just check everything's live. Yep, all good. So, you all wake up the morning after, basically, the feast. Basically, you either slouched around in the quarters you're provided, or you just slept, or you passed out somewhere in the hallway or whatever, and some servant discreetly carried you away to somewhere more secure while you were sleeping, so not to disturb you. Make sure you weren't, in any danger during the night. But regardless, you all wake up. You all find yourselves in here, and you have a little bit of breakfast. And you're basically all convening about what to do this morning. Lord Goltrax has given you a task from the night before to go out and investigate a farm, if you'll remember from last time. So feel free to discuss among yourselves how you plan to accomplish that. Space Marines do eat Nellis, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
They don't have to eat very often, technically, but they do need to eat.
You can tell that I know much about the lore.
Biofuel, my dude.
Okay. So, there's a farm. We need to go and investigate it. I'm thinking probably, take like a bus or something for most of the journey, or some kind of civilian transport if possible. So it doesn't seem, suspect.
Right.
You guys started yet?
Yeah.
Yep, we're live now.
Yeah.
Or we just go and, acquire some more vehicles. Because I'm not saying that little salamander you found isn't, cute, but, we could maybe find something a bit more substantial.
Are we thinking Chimera? Are we thinking even beefier?
Did somebody say Baneblade?
Oh, Jesus.
I'm pretty sure I heard Baneblade.
Being missing.
I would also add that stealth is still sort of, some requirement of covert ops.
Yeah.
Not confused with gay ops.
My character shall look at me.
This is a gay op.
This looks like the work of Big Gay.
Oh,
Beep, beep, no gays,
fucking
no
Jim.
gays.
What's
Accusing
it
you
to
from
rain?
Gale.
Finally, with Big Tobacco finally defeated, American society has to face the final foe. Big Gay.
What's the terrain like on the planet?
Well, if it's a farm, presumably not amazing.
Okay, so as you're convening and discussing this, Sergeant Zhang wanders over when she spots you all eventually, all huddled together doing your pre-game talk and all that, so to speak. And she says, "Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Morning.
I trust you are planning to set out on Lord Goltrax's task he asks you to perform."
Indeed.
Alright. Well, he has asked me to provide you with some limited resources and intelligence to help you facilitate this assignment. If you'll follow me. She turns over here. And has basically a sort of intelligence table, also with a bunch of resources, maps, and other such forth things laying upon it. And she says, "So here's the thing. This farm is it's quite a distance away. I'm going to have to, by the way, figure this out of game once we start planning the travel time and stuff. But suffice to say, it's like about 3 days-ish away from where you are in vehicle. We sent out a squad of Krieg, one of our Volksgrenadier units, to investigate this location. It appears to be abandoned for some time. However, that was a week ago and they've never reported back or had any comms since they arrived. So to put it quite simply, our Lord would like you to go there, find out what happened to the Kriegers and what's going on at the location, and most importantly, get the place running again. So there should be a primary generator unit in the basement somewhere of the main building of the farm. Go there, turn the generator back on, see what we can find, and then come back.
Has the Lord provided us with a automotive vehicle?
He has indeed elected to provide you with one, Showa. And she brings up a little sort of hololithic picture of one. I believe this will suit your needs well. And I'll just bring the image up on stream. Hold on, let me just put the audio back. There we go.
Oh, the ambiance started playing again.
Yeah, there you go. You have this nice little
Is that a
thing.
Torux?
That is a Torux with wheels.
A four-wheeler with very skinny tires.
Interesting.
Yes. You can get 6-wheeler conversions, but this was the best image I found, because the problem when I was looking for the images for this thing, there were like 6 and 8-wheeler versions, but they didn't have the right weapons, so I'm going to say thematically it's a 6-wheeler, but that'll have to do for now.
If you want to tell me what weapon systems you concluded on, I can see what I can do.
It has a twin torque cannon turret, and that's about it, and a few firing ports. And the Torx can talk because I've given you all fucking permissions to use it. Jesus Christ.
Oh, magnificent.
Sergeant Zhang continues. This vehicle will suit your needs well, I believe. He's also authorized me to provide you with some new municipal gear, including this, and she hefts out this very large looking electronical unit. Could you all roll some kind of any sort of tech related lore skill?
Wait.
Do you have?
Is that what I think it is?
Tech related.
Yep.
Yeah.
Either common lore tech, you know, tech use will do.
I don't think I've got that.
I suppose.
I could try tech use.
The Torox.
Let's try.
What is tech?
My bad.
Oh wow, no one passed.
Rock no like shiny books.
Okay,
Grog here, distant outrain.
okay, Voss almost manages to twig it, and basically looks upon and goes, Voss, you think it's some kind of communications device? And how do you react upon this inclination?
Pretty fancy looking for a Vox rig, right?
Correct, Mr. Ballard. This is a Lucius pattern Vox caster. Kriegers tend to use them quite a lot. It's their main forge wield. So mechanically speaking, this is a best quality Vox caster.
Fancy.
And she says, yeah, keep it safe. It's hard to replace these things and repair them and so forth. It should give you enough range to contact us throughout most of the planet.
That Vox rig is tougher than the characters with Terminator armor.
So, Another thing I've prepared for you guys, if you go to Player Characters tab in the journal, there's field gear of the gang. So this is what you currently have with you in the field, so...
Good plan.
The logistics department.
Oh, no.
So you can edit that, and I would say put one Lucius Pattern Voxcaster best quality. So I guess that's your job then, Skog, or someone else wants to do the logistics, bookkeeping.
I'm going to narrow that Lucius pattern down a little bit further because that's just a planet.
Yeah, it's a forge world near Krieg.
Yeah.
Memory serves, the Lucius patterns are the ones that are really high power but have really bad problems with overheating.
High performance stuff usually.
When you're from a planet that's primarily made of ice and sadness. What do you mean other places experience weather? Fuck you.
Scandia.
You mean Finland?
Berkele.
So yeah,
Really?
Fucking Antarctica.
as you take the Voxcaster, she also hands you all a small box of 6 advanced... Well, open the box first. You open the box.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
All of you make medicine checks. Well,
Yeah.
neutral medicine checks.
This is my jam.
Yep. Ziv knows.
Oh boy, another intelligence-based thing. Let's
Rock
see.
no like shiny box.
Oh god.
James looking at me on the spot.
James like, no, not the needles again.
Why have I... Okay.
Okay.
I managed to roll Jane twice despite having that one set to Ursula. Well done.
I succeeded!
Oh
Also, Skog, you rolled
Ursula
those.
passed.
Yeah.
Ursula passed 52
Sure.
out of 7.
Wait,
And
Showa,
show
is
a
your
pass.
intelligence that low?
no. No, it's because he's
26 years.
untrained in it.
Wait, what?
No, it's
Grog
not
no
that
trust
low.
Krautman.
Yeah, Showa's intelligence is that low, actually.
Are you sure?
26.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's 26. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not 6. Like, I thought
That's the
somebody
same
was
as my
sensible.
fucking fellowship. Jesus.
I never said Showa was a smart boy. He's a very determined boy.
Amazing enough, you knew about this.
He's like the Doom guy when he sees the machine, he just smashes it instead of trying to lock it carefully.
It's,
He's a
but
comic
he's
Doom guy.
But he succeeded.
Yep.
Like, he doesn't care what it is.
Okay.
He just knows to punch it.
Basically, Ziv and Ursula look upon the things and kind of nod, like, yes, I know what this is. Showa looks upon this and kind of goes, wait, that heals people. And that's your...
I need a medic bag.
Grog no trust
Sat.
scientific.
He's a
don't
medic
forget
back.
Numbers. Numbers passed. Oh,
So,
You're
you
going to
recognize
need
them
something
as
back.
6 advanced medic kits.
Nice.
So you can put
This
them
is
in the gang loot. The patrol field gear or whatever.
So it's... You said it was advanced medkits.
Yep. And then Sergeant Zhang says, well, that's what he's elected to give you to start with. Anything else, you can speak to me or one of my quartermasters, and they might be able to scrounge some up for you, but our supplies are somewhat restricted, but we'll see what we can do. She just kind of sits back and has a cigarette for a bit while you all kind of mull over what you want to get. I will limit how many acquisitions you can make in this time. I'm going to say you can make 4 separate acquisitions of gear.
I need a bin bag and a melter charge.
A beanbag and a
I
model.
feel worried.
Bin bag's
Bin
easy
bag.
enough.
More worry.
You're joking.
Does anybody need anything in particular that we don't already have?
I would like to acquire some basic medical kits and preferably a crate of ammo's prolific ammo, if possible, would be my suggestions.
Yeah.
I want to put this forward as a single bill of what we would like, so as to not waste the quartermaster's time, because as I am functionally your quartermaster a lot of the time.
Yeah, you can. What I'll say is, when you want to do acquisitions, you can elect someone to do all the commerce and rolling and shit. So,
I mean, if we could get some bolter rounds, that'd be fantastic.
bolts rounds.
Agreed.
Showa is going to. Showa is going to say with a smile. Is going to say with a smile. Could we perhaps get some incendiary grenades?
I think we have a few of those around, Showa. Give me a moment.
Flying Showa doesn't already have like 8 of those shoved up his ass.
Not up my ass.
Meanwhile, in the middle of a fight.
The fucking... Oh, okay, incendiary grenades aren't in the Black Crusade book. Ah.
What?
I've seen them before, though, in other 40k books.
Yeah, they're in
Are
only
they
What?
under?
The
are they
Renoni
under
War?
Molotov?
Oh,
What?
sure.
good job.
Molotov.
I remember. Yeah,
fire
they are in
grenade,
only
or-
war because they're Molotovs and they're hilariously good for their low.
Oh no, yeah,
cost.
firebombs have always been great in the 40k games. I'm just trying to...
Why does Black Crusade hate fire?
I don't know.
It's the
Because it
fucking chaos.
cleanses.
So,
You got blight, but never fire.
are there any spare heavy flamers in stock?
She kind of looks at you and gives you a bit of a unusual kind of raised eyebrow, like, fire is something usually reserved for our...
Ritualist made some art and put it in the chat.
Alright, cool. Let me just put that up. Fire is something usually reserved for our siege breaker soul units. Be difficult to acquire.
Ah,
The grenades,
I
I can
am a
probably
siege
source
breaker.
a few grenades though. I'll see what I can do. Would you just like... so Skog wants medical supplies. You've suggested grenades. What was the other thing? Ammunition. You wanted like some crates of ammo.
Crate of ammo probably wouldn't go in
Alright.
there.
What might make this easier is if you want to suggest... I'm gonna say you can get a crate of like 20 grenades. You can try and acquire, and it can be of various types, so you can split it how you want. She'll basically put in an order for a crate of grenades, and you can decide what kinds you want in a crate of 20.
I'm personally not too bothered with grenades. I just want to make sure we've got ammo and food, importantly,
Yep,
To,
these can also be acquired.
get us
I
there
still
and
want
back.
fire.
Preferably nothing that's gonna, you know, take a lot of space and have be a one-use item. So, you know, things like if we're gonna take a flamethrower like you'd want to, Mr. Big Man in Coat, then, I mean, if you want to carry all the fuel for that, that's fine. But if that fuel's gonna take up a lot of space inside a vehicle, it can go outside.
me?
I'd rather not, you know, have one person accidentally, like, nudge something and have the whole thing burst into flame.
True that. That would be nice.
I do not see why we should bring a flamethrower. I just want to fire grenades.
Well, I guess.
It would have the same, it would have the same effect, or roughly the same. the merrier of you, but you would only have to carry about. At the best, a handful of palm-sized grenades, rather than a large collection of fuel tanks.
So be it. I have a melter gun. You should probably have your fire thing in Matingo.
So I can't help but feel that taking large amounts of fire to a place primarily made out of, biomass might be a mistake.
I would like to second this.
I didn't say I could it.
Honestly, taking Ziv to this place can't be exactly considered sanitary.
What do you mean?
Oh dear.
We take you.
I say you cough a long way and we get a bad case
You know
of
what?
ergo.
You know what? This is a chaos-owned planet. I don't think it matters if it's fucking dirty.
Nine.
You say
Fire
that,
is a
but
good.
have you ever tried to eat Nurgle-infested crops? It's not food anymore, it's
But
just
I'm
walking
sure
away.
The Nurglites love it.
If you get
It's
ergo
not-
in the crops, this entire fucking place is going to be hallucinating.
So?
We're going to have a bunch
Welcome
of
to the
stoned-ass
family.
Kriegers running around the place.
That is why I suggested to bring the fire. If the Nurglite touches anything without his gloves on, there you have a solution.
Well,
Excuse me?
Final solution. Your excuse.
I was
The
considering more
final
the element
solution is
of
me.
we have a limited carrying capacity and a fairly, I guess, bulky crew. Is that a polite way of saying it, gentlemen? Looks towards the Space Marines.
You're calling me fat.
Fat shaming in a start. Jesus.
Yeah, we could have been taking a fucking chimera or something. No, Mr. Fat Shit over here has to be wearing power armor.
Oof.
Well, sorry.
Right. I'll say for the first acquisition, she's going to award you the general. What would be the term they would call this? Assault grenades package. There you go. That sounds menacing enough. Would one of you like to try and place an order for it?
Who is best at that? Because I mean, I have a
What do you need for getting shit?
You
fellowship.
need to roll infamy, but you can also, if you have commerce, you can make it easier.
Commerce is done from intelligence, so technically I might be the best at that.
If you
But
I
I'm
actually
not
have
trained.
I have ranks in commerce.
Who has ranks in commerce? That's the main question you should ask.
I do.
Bill does. Bill does.
Alright.
I
What?
have a respectable like 40 int.
I have 50 int, but no ranks in it, so I'd get a 20 penalty.
Let's.
So logistically
let's-
wise, I think
Yeah, let's let Bill do it, probably.
Bill is our best bet.
Okay, so what do we need in total? So ammo, food,
Meds,
meds. Where we have
any
these
special
advanced
fuels you guys
And
wanted.
apparently grenades.
Yeah, we should probably get ammo.
Do we want? What we should probably do is just see if we can get a thumper for my bike and have someone in the sidecar. So if anything turns up out of the ordinary, we can just hose it down.
I mean, I've got an autocannon, as does the vehicle that we are being given, I'm told.
Fair, but looks things.
Yeah, so I'd say we're probably good for firearms,
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's up to you guys.
I do think we should get ammunition though, specifically bolt
Yeah.
ammo because I'm a selfish bastard.
Well,
I
Ammo
second
is-
this notion.
pretty much.
Yeah,
a
we need to get some
given.
Astartes pattern, like size bolt rounds.
Yeah, maybe some metal storm round.
Oh god. That is happening. It's pretty concerning, honestly.
I love the little Nurgle.
Meanwhile, in another room, what fat shit ate my mint Viennetta? Someone's gonna fucking burn for this. In any case, okay, I'll roll my commerce.
Alright, basically, Bill, roll a commerce check will be opposed by Zhang's
Yeet.
whatever. So this is for... Oh, okay, give me a moment. What are you ordering first? Is it the crate grenades, I'm guessing?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I thought we were going to do this all at once.
I was going to do 4 rolls, but
Okay.
for each package of items you want, that will condense down. So...
First thing, you wanted to get a good handle on it first.
Oof. Right, where is...
If I rolled a 1, so, would you like this Cyclops demolition vehicle?
Why, though?
Because they're funny.
They are, and they're adorable, but...
They're really,
Where would
really...
we put it? Like, someone's gonna have to carry that shit around. We can't deploy it from a Tarox.
Okay, let's see, 26, 36. Bill, you get 2 degrees of success. You managed to successfully convince Zhang that, yeah, these grenades are dope. Can we have them, please? They'll be worth a lot to us and all that. And Bill, on your infamy roll, you may add +4 to it. Now let's calculate the
+4?
cost of these grenades.
Is that 4, like, 40 or just 4 singular?
4 singular.
Dab!
Dabbed on it.
So about that Cyclops.
Okay.
I mean,
So yeah, you basically put forward the order for the assault grenade package, and she's like mulls it over and is like, very well, seems prudent. And she orders one of the Seleucids to wander off. And then he comes back about 10 minutes later and brings forth a big old crate of grenades. Inside, there are 5 fragmentation grenades, 5 crack grenades, 5 incendiary grenades, and 5 smoke grenades. They're also...
Would anyone mind? Would anyone mind if I take all the incendiary grenades and nothing else?
Yes.
What size? What are they sized for? Astartes or humans?
mostly humans. There is a little bonus package clipped to the side of some 10 other municipal... Not municipal, but more specialized grenades that I will...
The concept, the concept of municipal grenades is tantalizing.
Because municipal means excess, right? I'm probably using the wrong word here.
You're thinking of surplus.
Yeah, surplus.
Yeah, surplus grenades. Municipal grenades means they're for, like, you know, clearing out city blocks.
Well, that's kind of what they are,
I
actually.
like the sound of this.
I missed a few. So it was 5 incendiary, 5 smoke, 5 frag.
Yeah, and 5 crack, and there's also an additional set of 10 grenades that I'll tell you in a minute. I find the bloody rules for them.
Whereas to anyone who puts any of these things onto their character sheets removes them from the pool.
Yep.
When it's...
I think whenever Showa gets grabby on the incendiary grenades, just like an arrow shaft comes down and just smacks him clean on the back of the hand. And for the most audible fucking thwack possible.
There is an additional 5 stun grenades in the pack, in the extra package. And there is
Is that
also...
fun or stun?
Stun. 5 stuns.
Not the fun grenades.
Well, it entirely depends on if they're fun
Hallucinogen
for
ones.
enemies or us.
Hallucinogen grenades are always funny.
They have a sense of humor.
Alright. There is also 1 haywire grenade.
More
Or gas
concern.
grenade.
Which...
We have a mustard gas grenade.
Thanks to your good rolls, you managed to get that. And also, 2 Legion frag grenades and 2 Legion crack grenades. Basically, Zhang managed to put in a nice word, and one of the Legionnaires basically manages to scrounge a few extra Legion grenades for you.
Yeet.
Have you got all that as the crate grenades?
I hope so.
Yeet.
I'm sure you can check the list and then laugh at the ones I've missed out and go, well, that's a shame.
Oh, that's fine. I'll probably forget anyway.
I think you've got all of them.
I think that Legion incendiary, it's not Legion smoke grenades are just a barrel of sugar with a regular-sized incendiary inside.
Okay, so you guys wanted to make another roll for something else to requisition.
So we've got these fuckload of grenades.
Yep.
Did we get both the rounds?
Maybe some metal storm bolt rounds.
I suppose we were like in a market for some bolt.
You want to make a roll for ammunition, I take it.
Yeah. So
What-
are we doing this as a combined request for different ammo types in like a big box, or are we going for just one specific type? Because it'd be easier to get one specific type, but that kind of means if we go, hey, we're getting this one obscure caliber, and then no one else has anything, that could be a problem.
Just get
So,
these.
could everyone run over their primary armaments caliber for me, just so I can keep tabs on it?
Astartes.
Astartes is not a caliber.
Combi
Neither is
bolt
its
type.
library. That's not a caliber.
I
Only
believe they're kind of like
75.
yeah, 75, except that one
Okay,
variant that's
so
95.
So it's a Legion
that's the heavy
bolt
bolter.
round.
Yeah, one of those.
So Legion bolt rounds. Okay, what else have we got?
I do believe just a last battery for pistol size.
Oh,
So,
dude. You can ask her that, and she'll just be like, yeah, here, and like just hands you one.
That's right. Assuming that we have some access to our ship before we go out, we could probably pick up a bit of this stuff ourselves rather than, mooching.
No,
So I
but
just
we
wanna
should
make sure.
mooch, though, because they're
So-
mooching off of us right now by making us
Oy
do
vey.
No, we're working for them. We can have a reasonable amount of expenses, as far as I'm concerned. What other primary weapons do people have, and what calibers do they use? So I've got Legion bolt rounds, I've got auto cannon rounds, I've got las pistol rounds, and I've got heavy stubber rounds.
How should I put this?
Oh yeah,
Primary
those
caliber.
massive rounds. Yep.
The primary caliber of my weapon is. They're called.
Big.
There's 2 variants.
The gun will do.
One, yeah, the anti-armor bolt cannon, or rifle, I should say.
Bolt rifle. Bolt rifle seems superfluous.
Well, the important thing is it's the larger
Rocket-propelled
variant.
round, rifled barrel.
Which is especially hilarious considering it's essentially an artillery piece.
I'm not finding caliber, but bolt pistol.
Just, is it? So that's a standard human bolt
Human.
pistol, correct?
Yeah, human variants.
Right. That's all I want to know. Basically, because so far there is very little overlap between our ammo types. So I don't want to be like, hey, we're just going to get Legion bolt rounds, and then for everyone else to be like, well, I'm out of bullets. What have you got? Oh, you've got 200 rounds for your pistol. Excellent.
I will say that Legion bolt rounds is not entirely an unreasonable thing to ask for as part of an ammunition package.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
If we're trying to get
Along with regular bolt rounds.
if we're trying to get a collection rather than just one type, that's what I'm trying to get at. So anyone else that I've missed? So we've got bolt rifle rounds, Legion bolt rounds, autocannon rounds, las pistol rounds, which is just a mag's battery, and heavy stubber. Have I missed anybody? Cool. Well, there's the list of the things we want to try and get. I will leave that down to our communications expert.
Please don't be the ones.
Okay. The last pistol, you don't even have to worry about it. That is a case of, if you want more las power packs, ask for them. They'll pretty much give them to you. Basically, whatever you can reasonably carry, you can take with you. Well, you don't even have to roll for
I'll
that.
just take 2 extra.
Yep. Like, literally one of the soldiers just kind of grabs some stuff under a desk and just hands you them, like, here you go, sir. Heavy stubber rounds. How much were you looking to get, Skog, in heavy stubber rounds?
A couple of boxes. So
A couple of boxes, 100?
150. Box is 75 for some reason.
Yeah, but you're the store. There's a conversion you had, and you had a belt fed one with 100 in it. Or
Well, they're
200.
already belt fed.
Or box fed. You had some kind of upgrade on your stubber, I remember that.
That's the thing. There are 3 different entries for it, none of which actually aligns with the description given for it. So it says 100. It also says not 100. It also says 70. It also says, I think I sided with 80 in the end, because 80 actually makes sense because it fires 8 per burst.
Yeah.
So it's 80 or 72.
I'll say
How would
each
you like
box
to-
is about 80, yeah.
Yeah. 80 is also an obscene amount of ammo, even for a, like that. So two additional boxes would be, you know,
Okay, so you want
that's
2
like a
additional.
good 3 minutes of firing. Like, I think the gun would wear out before then. So, can we try and get a handle on numbers then?
Yeah, so I'm doing 2 times.
So
box
we've got
stubber.
2 times a heavy stubber box. I forget the magazine can take on a autocannon. Has a clip of 20.
The autocannon, let me get that for
think that's
you.
good. Magazine of 20.
Yeah, I believe it's a box of 20.
So it has a fire rate of up 3. Which seems kind of obnoxious that it has a magazine size that doesn't align with the rate
With
of
the
fire.
fire rate, yeah. Let's just say it's
bothers
30 for now, because I have to correct everything Fancy Flight does in their rules, so yeah.
Understandable.
What, 2 boxes
So I'd
is that?
say I'd push for 3, but I would settle with 2.
Okay, I'll put 3 for now. Because even if you fail this roll,
finding-
you might still get some of what you ask for, basically.
Yeah, it's better to ask for too much, but
Yeah.
not too much.
Basically, the
for
deal
second.
as Donald Trump does. You ask for everything first.
That's pretty much what I've been doing. Could I maybe help decrease the rarity using my Ancient Warrior talent thing?
Right, so we
I-
With regards to the Legion bolt rounds.
I will account for that when we make the roll.
Alright.
So alright, so we've got we've covered the las ones. So Legion bolt rounds. What are you guys packing? Is it bolt guns or bolt pistols?
I have both, I believe.
They both
I
use the
think
same
it's the same ammo.
rounds, so it's...
They do use the same ammo, but basically I'm thinking how much you're going to get through. Because if it's a pistol, we're going to need like maybe 50. If it's bolt guns, we're going to need like maybe 200.
They're going to give you a box of bolter rounds, basically, that you have to feed
Well,
into the mags yourselves. That'll be
Also,
easy.
it's
yeah,
not
I'm
a
just
lock
thinking-
pattern, you're not going to go through ammo that fast. They are semi-auto only.
Yeah. Well, I'm just
I mean-
thinking, I don't know how big, you know, the box is going to be when it arrives, so I'm trying to get an estimate of numbers. Does 400 between you lot sound suitable?
Yeah, that'll suffice.
Sounds like overkill.
Never run enough bolt
I mean-
rounds.
I would not mind 200 rounds, to be fair.
Same.
Well, the conclusion being we'll presumably give anything back that we don't use that we're getting from them.
Oh, we used all 200 rounds.
Well,
So I'm guessing you're each wanting to nab 100 rounds, roughly. So 100 Astari rounds for Nolus, and then 100 for Han, and then 100 for Thumper and normal bolter, and then 100 for Skog or Bill and normal bolters or something. Skog, you don't really use bolters.
I don't believe I have a bolter.
No, you don't. It's Bill that has one,
Yeah, Bill has the bolt rifle. Is that calibered in Legion or in...
no, Bill has special ammo that I'll
It uses a proprietary fucking anti-armor and anti-personnel round.
That's going to be the hardest thing to get.
So,
honestly, I mainly just make those.
So 100 regular bolt rounds.
I also have a regular bolter, which I have with I still have 300 rounds for it.
What I'll probably say is 200 regular bolter rounds and 200 Astari bolter rounds, and then you can divvy that up.
Okay, and we're not going to worry too much about the bolt rifle rounds. I think that can be a separate roll, or can be an additional push your luck one.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's the list as I have it.
Alright, let me do some calculations. I'm probably going to do this all as one, item. We're entering into Legion quantities of items, Jesus.
So this is
what is the rarest thing on there? I think it's the Legion ammo.
I would imagine it would be the Legion. Stubber rounds are fairly cheap. Auto cannon is, I believe, not much more difficult to come across.
Autocannon round, technically speaking, autocannons use auto gun ammo rarities.
Yeah, basically anything with the auto in the name.
Which means
it's weird why the heavy stubber is apparently more rare.
Oh yeah, because it uses his thing. Heavy stubber uses heavy auto rounds, but auto cannons don't have a separate round type.
Okay, Bill, or whoever would like to make a commerce check to try and wheel and deal to get this large order of ammo. Hold on. Han, you have Ancient Warrior, yep?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a moment.
So I need to look at the... What? There. So it's the M34 autocannon.
Let's try to...
I've got a link for you that you might find interesting.
Let's try not to spend way too much time on just getting equipment.
Yeah,
we're almost an hour in already.
Oh yeah.
Well, if you want, we can skip the equipment and we can just go without it, Graham.
I didn't say that.
We're
I
almost
wouldn't
done.
mind that, to be honest.
We haven't got too far. So, Bill, make me a commerce check at +10, thanks to the Ancient Warriorisms.
Ugh.
So, yeah, you...
Rolled like shit.
Well, actually, no. Hold on a minute. Hold on a moment. Let's see how this goes. Let's roll again.
Okay. E.
Okay. Bill, make me an infamy check with +4 in digits to it.
E.
Alright, give me one moment.
You've been rolling surprisingly well, Bill.
Yeah.
I think this is cause for concern.
Well, I got that 70 out there.
Okay, you, with a lot of back and forth, in like emphasizing that, look, Sergeant, we really need these bolt rounds for these Marines. They go through them like fucking paper. She manages to reluctantly accept the requisition for the box of ammo.
Yahoo.
Some labs go off. after another 20 minutes or so, they come back with a fuck-off crate of ammo.
Is that yellow square?
Yes. It's a bit too large, but, you know.
An ammo crate asset, 'cause I've got one.
I'll do it in a bit. Anyway. So, the ammunition. You receive the box of stubber rounds. So, 2 boxes of 80 stubber rounds.
1 second. Why am I not on the right tab? Why is the right tab no longer visible? What is this bullshit? Why have I got so many tabs open? I'm very sorry, Stu.
No, it's fine.
280s of that.
You managed to nab 2 boxes of 30 autocannon rounds rather than 3.
Okay, so 280s and 230s.
Thankfully, though, you also do manage to get the bolt rounds you asked for. So you receive 200 Legion bolt rounds, 200 regular bolt rounds that you asked for. And I believe the only 2 rolls we've got left to make possibly is the food and meds, which I'll concede into 1 roll since that's basic supplies.
Yep.
And Bill wanted to make his special bolter ammo roll potentially. See if they could, or at least scrounge up supplies to make them. So do you want to quickly work out the food and meds that you want?
Approximately how long is it gonna take to get there?
3 days. So 3 days
3
there,
days.
3 days back,
And we have a crew of 6.
Yep, including 2 Astartes.
So 6 with 2 Astartes, quite 8.
Yeah.
Um,
Seems legit. Oh no, Jane's there
8
as well.
for 3 days.
You're taking Jane.
It's 3 days back. And Jane and John. Call it 10.
You just take Jane with you. John will be left behind because Ritualist isn't, in the thing. So.
Okay, let's conservative estimate and or hopeful estimate. Let's go for 100 rations worth of food, and I'm going to be optimistic and say 20 medical supplies.
Okay.
So we've got food for about a week. So
20 basic med kits. Okay.
I'm assuming rations come at 3 a day and not daily, because if they come daily, then obviously less.
Yeah. Pretty much. Just give me 1 moment. Why do they keep consumables in this book? Aha. No, that's the drugs. That's not what I'm looking for.
I'm not. That's what Johanna's looking for.
Did somebody say friends on?
Oh. Did they even put fucking food in this book? Coffee's
I'd say
here.
if it's just, I mean, if
Ah,
it's
fuck
just
it.
food,
Yeah,
then
fuck it. Let's do the roll. Bill, do you want to do a commerce check?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. It's a regular one. Oh, whoop. Give me 1 moment. Please roll again. Okay. Bill, you may make an infamy roll with +6. Oof. You may go for a reroll of using one of your fate points if you want to really get that food meds, but it's up to you.
I'll do it for the party, and I'm gonna throw. I'm gonna throw in a hyper vendor.
Okay, no worries, I'll look out for that.
Which is a very rare.
Same roll with plus
+6
6.
ration track.
I'll calculate this on my end to the hyper vendor. Yep, that is just enough to get what you want once again. She do a bit of back and forth with her, and she happily agrees to give you some food and meds. And she does look quite pleased that you offered her a hyper vendor food.
Give me the bread, no. Give me the bread, no. Give me the bread, no. Here's an entire ham. Give me the fucking bread.
Hell yeah. And they bring back food, along with a few extra bits of food. So it comes to about 150 rations. However, they give you 10 basic medkits. On the account that they already gave you 6 very nice medical kits earlier.
I'm going with hoping for the best. So that was 150 rations and 10 medkits. Cool.
You autistically. Pretty much. So you've got one last requisition roll, and I believe Bill wants to take it to get some Ravager and Devastator rounds.
That seems reasonable. Got everything else covered.
Okay, Bill, make your commerce if that's what you want to do.
Oh,
Ooh, lad.
How nice glow.
It's free real estate.
Bill, make me
What,
make me an infamy roll plus 20.
What have you just sent me?
Hey.
Here's a link to the Bolter and Chainsword army painted in Norse.
you want that commerce is, oh, we have the schematic for that. Here you go.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna roleplay this more as fluff this off as she's kind of pleased, but her demeanor is a bit more pleased towards you now, Voss, because you literally gave her some really nice food, and she's just kind of like, yeah, sure, I'll
Buy a bitch dinner, she'll do anything.
She's like, yeah, I think we have some of those lying around. She orders a one of the dudes to come round, and he brings you back a fine satchel of specialized ammunition, which he hands to Zhang. And she hands it to you personally, Voss, and says, make these count, hun. And she gives you 5 Ravager rounds and 5 Devastator rounds.
Ooh, that's a lot of it. That's like literally like several bolt guns.
And she gives you a big old genuine smile and goes back to her cigarette.
Achievement get sliding into DM.
Give me the bread.
I think I can already anticipate how the word bread is spelled in that particular one. Oh, no, it's actually spelled genuinely like that.
Okay,
I could have written but differently.
What this is an enormous comedy of errors due to pronunciation.
alright. Bill, I trust you can keep track of that on your end.
Already there.
Yep, cool.
I track my ammo for that thing individually.
Yep. So,
Gonna have to.
Sergeant Zhang says, I think that'll be all, ladies and gentlemen. Good luck in your mission. I don't expect it'll be too difficult, but the wastes out there can be a little rough sometimes, so keep an eye on the road, won't you?
Aye.
That's the plan.
So, do you guys want to set off immediately, or do you want to, like, rest up and plan some more stuff before you set off?
Honestly, I think we're probably good.
I mean, if
Jack.
yeah, might as well hit the road. We can, you know, I'm guessing it's not going to be a hideously like loud vehicle. Can
Not
probably just chat
really.
on the way.
It's a bit bumpy. Well, I'll tell you what happens when you set off. So,
It's probably a rough ass road, but that's to be expected.
all right. Please plonk yourselves down at the bottom of the sheet. Just on the road bit there.
Ooh. I feel like this is a Titan parking area.
Yes. Basically, one of the Seleucid troopers, when your rates off, leads you down to a underground garage underneath the citadel. And basically says, vehicle's over there on the right. Good luck, fellas. And, you walk along the road of the parking bay a little bit, and on the right you see this. A lovely, wholesome thing. Da 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 da. And it's theirs, and it's all been fueled up. It's all been given a nice coat of paint. There is some ammo in the turret. It's all ready to go when you are. I will list over the crew complement for you.
As in the requirements from us, or
Requirements
does it come
from
with
you.
like, you know?
Yeah.
Alright.
The Taurox of the gang requires one driver, one gunner in the turret, and one commander in the turret.
So we need.
And it has a
Driver,
carrying capacity of
gunner.
10 passengers.
Is that passengers or passengers and crew?
That is passengers, so 13 technically. Or you can put 10 in the back.
Cool.
And it can also carry a reasonable amount of supplies, but that will encroach somewhat on your carrying capacity.
Yeah.
So, if there's 3 of you sitting in the positions on the vehicle, there'll be about 7 of you, right? Or is there 9
Well,
of you?
you've
There's
got-
like more of you, isn't there?
There's, well, 2 Marines, so that's 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. It's gonna be kind of cramped in there, so some stuff might have to be put on the outside.
Will it become any less cramped if I sit in the commander's seat? Or
Not really.
Potentially, yes. Will be a little bit uncomfortable for you to actually take one of the crew compartments as an
Who was it
Astartes,
who
but
could
it's possible.
drive?
Guys, is this thing on? Can you hear me?
Yep.
yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is,
Yes.
this is Cyclops speaking. I wish you good hunts. And if you can, get one rock for my wife.
A rock?
See what we can do.
Rock.
A rug. A rug.
Like a
rug.
carpet.
Oh, a rug.
I do have a wife. She was a demon cubuli before I met her.
Oh, Jesus.
Ah,
Well, I probably.
We'll see what we can
Rats.
do, Master Cyclops.
Apparently, despite my own oversight, I thought I could drive. Apparently I can.
Good night, guys.
Alright, have a good one.
No, actually,
Right.
So yeah, there are also 4 firing ports in the vehicle, so 4 of you can fire out the sides.
E.
So, I guess you're all figuring out who... I'll tell you what. I'm going to go to the bathroom. You will figure out what kind of crew complement you're going to do when you set out.
If I remember correctly, it's fucking Bill's character who can drive. And nobody else.
Yep, if Bill is not bringing his own vehicle.
Oh, I just figured I'd just hook Charlie into the back of the truck. I mean, it's big enough.
We'll just get someone drunk. What's the worst that can happen?
Towing a bike might be an issue unless you've got like a little trailer for it, but yeah.
Maybe we could just set up like one of them fucking
It's
bike
a rat
racks in
bike.
the
You
back.
actually just listen. It's just an old rat bike. I can disassemble. I can easily unhook it and just put it in 2 pieces.
Can we get like a fucking bike rack on the back?
Oh, this is not a small
not going to
vehicle.
make it.
This is a vehicle designed to transport like each person in like stormtrooper armor is about as big as my bike. My bike's not big.
Fair enough.
Sidecars
that's
are
why I was
excessive,
saying.
but there we go.
That's why I was saying, can we just get a bike rack for it on the back?
Well, regardless, all else. Oh, that's the thing. My bike is autonomous. It can drive itself.
Oh, right, that's true.
How long?
Did you get it from Elon Musk or something, dude?
No, it's well. I can control it by radio, real easy. I can just hook it up to the same Vox system that Rick's using.
Yeah.
Well, regardless, I can drive.
Well, as long as we've got a driver.
True.
Alright. So, do we have anyone who has proficiency in navigation? Or experience with it?
I've got navigation.
Very well.
Same.
That's pretty good. Looks like we'll just get someone drunk and hope for the best.
Is navigation what like the commander does in the vehicle, or?
Yes.
Okay, I'll take that seat then.
I guess me or Jane can probably gun it.
So you've got navigate surface, Nilus?
Mm-hmm.
And I think Ron has navigate surface as well.
Yeah.
Okay then. So who wants to gun a seat?
I do believe Ursula and Jane voted in for that.
Cats with guns. Cats with guns.
Alright, so the rest of us sit in the passenger part then.
Yeah.
And look scary.
I'd like to sit close to the door. Just in case.
Skog,
First Fallout.
when you said cats with guns, my cat bit me, Skog.
Damn.
I think the cat either agrees or disagrees.
Okay, I'm back. Have you figured out what
I'm
you're
back.
gonna do?
Yeah,
I'm gonna be in the command seat.
Okay. That works. You have
and
good
I do
perception.
believe, and I do believe Voss is driving.
Okay. Anyone wants to be a gunner?
I was gonna do that.
And that would be Ursula and Jane.
All
Any
right.
other positions to fill, or are the rest of us good to just sit in the passenger?
The rest of you
s-
can probably just sit in the back. Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, sir.
That would be good.
Okay. If you're ready to set out, you may set out.
Remember to smile and wave.
Ye.
They don't know
Jesus
what's
Christ,
coming.
Civ.
So yeah, you leave the old city of Raxus Prime in the early hours of the morning. You set off towards the farm location you were given. You make it outside the city for about half hour or so, and then one of you comes upon the inclination that, yeah, let's figure out how we're going to get there. So, would one of you like to roll a navigate check? Navigate surface check.
Come on, navigation boys.
Any modifier?
I'm gonna say a +20 because they did outfit you with some maps and stuff before you leave, and you were told specifically where it's. Okay. Nulla basically kind of looks at the thing and he's like, guys, I've got this shit. And you manage to make very good progress throughout the day towards your going. You avoid most of the treacherous terrain throughout Araxis. The surface of Araxis, at least in this part of the plan, this continent, is mostly arid and desert and desolate. You see a few outlying farms occasionally that are linked to the Iron Wars Legion. You see a few Krieger engineers like at work maintaining the infrastructure, you know, the electronics, the pumps and so forth in the farms, and you see loads of just labourers out in the fields with machinery and stuff. There's just these massive you know, fields of crops stretching for a long way off into the distance. You know, like those big mega farms in Africa? It's kind of like that.
There aren't farms in Africa, so you don't be silly.
Then what's being stolen from the white people then?
The rains.
X farms.
No, the farmers are being stolen. Get it right.
Those big corporate farms in
How
Africa.
blessed the rains down and
It's the rains down in Castamere that should be bothering people.
Oh, no.
Rhodesia sends its regards.
Bless the rains down in Rhodesia.
Rhodesians never die.
Mugabe is typing.
Look at me. Look at me. I'm in the Rhodesian now.
After many hours during the day of driving through past farmlands, you eventually, as I said, come out to the wider wastelands. And things wind down into the evening. Or at least near dusk, after a long day's travel. But you're making pretty good time on your journey, like you reckon you're almost halfway there. Forgive the pun.
Whoa.
Now, it's up to you guys whether you want to carry on travelling through the night or whether you want to stop and rest for a bit. I mean, the Astartes could probably carry on through the night, but the rest of you guys probably want to get some sleep.
Do we have anyone else who's, you know, capable of driving?
I believe all Astartes can drive, weirdly enough.
Okay, can all the Astartes fit in the driving area? Generally,
No.
you know,
No,
vehicles
I
are quite-
can't. Maybe Nellis.
Maybe Nellis.
Nulla is not Master Nulla is a young Astartes, I think. So I think he'd be able.
Doesn't really make him smaller.
Yeah, because here's the issue I've just realised. Basically, Han and Nulla are the only ones that could conceivably, you know, stay up through the night and not get fatigued. But Nulla's the only one that could probably fit in one of the seats. I don't think Han could fit in any of the crew members. It's in his Terminator.
I do have
Barely
one
fit in
thing
the
in
vehicle.
operate. I do have one thing in operate service though, so I mean.
Yeah, so you could drive, but the issue is you would have no commander to actually look out for you in the
Actually,
night.
could I do that? Because I have an all-spec scanner.
You could, like, sit down and just constantly be looking at the scanner throughout the night. It wouldn't
I'll
be
do
as
that then.
effective as, like, doing it with also visual cues, but you could
It'd
do
be
it.
more efficient than not moving during the night though, so I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, thing is, could I just look through the commander's thing?
You could get a peek now and again, but the issue is you wouldn't be able to stand up in the commander's cupola all the time in Terminator armor, like, constantly, just because you're that much of a unit. The armor's
Someone
that
had to
much.
bring
Even
Terminator.
inside the vehicle.
What? Put them on the outside of the vehicle?
No, like, how does he even fit inside the vehicle if he's wearing Terminator?
Very awkwardly, but he can just about get it.
I mean, he probably could just sit on top of the vehicle.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, honestly. That might actually
I
be
suppose I
better.
could do that.
Yeah,
Just climb onto the roof.
So yeah, all you guys, I guess, if are you going with that idea?
Yeah,
Nala drives,
sure.
you sit on top, right? All you guys bunker down to try and make yourselves as comfortable as you can in this ruckety vehicle as it fucking bounds through desert. You are traveling slower at night, obviously, because you can't see as well, but you just kind of, as you try to get comfortable and tuck in for the night, you just hear the massive thudding of Ron as he clambers aboard on top of the vehicle and just takes a position.
Oh yeah, just as a premeditation, I'll use signitions before we go to sleep
Yep.
to see if there's anything in vicinity.
Make it with a +10. Okay. You have been out in the wastes a few times, Showa, in your time on Araxis. On Araxis 4? You know that they are psychic presences around. Some of the creatures are a bit more psychically attuned than many of the other beasts that roam the wastes, but they're generally not too much of a concern. It's very low-key. You also know that they are tribes and people that wander the wastes. Sometimes in groups,
Savages.
sometimes in the low-key individuals or groups. A few of them are sometimes psychers. Some of them are even outcasts from the cities. But tonight you don't detect anything particularly worrisome that's near to where you are, at least from your scrying. You seem pretty confident that you'll be safe throughout the night. At least this
Oh
night.
yeah, I think I forgot to mention. Shore can just use his signitions as a free action, by the way.
Oh yeah, we're in Naruto time anyway, so it's all good. But
Yeah, it's just basically that sort of allows I think that's talents made to sort of allow a reactionary sort of signitions
yeah,
check.
and for combat, so you can detect when things are coming before they actually
Yeah.
arrive and stuff like that. Yeah, it's handy. Alright, so Nala, would you please make me a test? Let me just find some stats in Torox.
Do you mean to operate surface?
Yes. Could you make it at +10, because you've got enough lighting, you're driving fairly slowly, it's not too difficult. Hey,
Yeet.
yeah, so you manage to rumble all the vehicle along during the night, and everyone manages to get a good night's sleep. You manage to keep the vehicle mostly steady throughout its journey through the rocky deserts. Ron, could you make me a perception at +20 due to your specs?
Back.
Welcome back.
Right. Let's see.
Also, I should probably get rid of this music because this doesn't work.
Yeet.
Okay. You don't detect too much during the night. At most, you see a few desert critters and beasts just wandering by. Most of them stay away from the big scary lights of your vehicle.
And the big scary man on top of it.
Indeed. Some of them
To be
sense
fair,
your
I just appear
presence.
to be a regular guy in a trench coat.
That is true, due to your abnormalities.
Fucking big trench coat if you're wearing power Terminator armor at the same time. Not gonna lie.
No, he's not wearing it at the same time. It just looks that way.
Look
Yeah.
at that absolute you.
Okay, so he's not wearing Terminator armor, so it doesn't matter.
He is wearing Terminator armor. It just looks like he isn't.
He has an
I think
illusion,
it's an illusion.
basically.
I feel like this would have been noticeable at this point.
Well, none of us are psychos except for his
Why
buddies.
why is the suspension listing 16 tons to the right?
Why does this skinny guy over here seem to take up a lot more space? Like, why can I rest, like, cups several feet away from him?
Nah, your mind just tells you. Your mind just makes up reasons why you didn't go there when you could. Yeah, and then the reason is not because he's blocking space. It's just some reason like, I guess I don't want to do that.
Okay, so it's psychic
Literally.
bullshit nonsense.
It is psychic bullshit.
Yes. Unironically.
So,
What do you expect for chaos?
hey, there you go. Nels has got an icon.
Literally
very
only
good, Scott.
person who knows this is my character because he is also psychic bullshit.
Okay,
That is
so
a very nice looking icon that you've made. Good job. Keep it up. Proud of you. I'm going
almost
to-
sounded sincere.
listen, I'm not good at being sincere. Fuck off. I'm gonna make it my
So-
character. No.
Upload it as an image, so it's actually.
So,
Transparent.
hey, that's good.
Looks like an emoji.
Could make it into an emoji.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's actually nice.
I just tried to drag it onto Roll20, so it opened it in. The dumbass.
Right. You travel throughout the night across the desert fairly smoothly. Dawn breaks. Presumably, you all want to sit down and have a nice meal with ration bars or whatever the fuck is you've got.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess you should probably all deduct 4 units of food for each of you, and there's 9 of you apparently.
Okay, so one person will edit the thing.
Yes.
There's 9 of us, yes? 4 units of food from last night to today.
Yeah, because you've just had. Well, actually, it should be 3 because you had breakfast.
Presumably
at
we
the
had like
Citadel.
lunch before we left.
Yeah. So, lunch, dinner, and then breakfast for today. So it's actually 3.
27. Okay.
All right.
I take it Vost takes over the driving again.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Then I shall get inside and take a nap, even though it's not really necessary.
pretty much. Yeah. So
The getting inside part, yeah, because your armor is better than the tanks.
unironically, yeah,
Only a
it's,
pig to
it's
count
better than the
those,
rear
yeah.
armor at very least. Like it's.
I mean, you know. Then I shall just sit in the lotus position on the top of the Tarox and just meditate.
Fucking Shinrikyo. Shoko Asahara meditates upon the cult tank.
If Mr. X was a Buddhist.
Oh, this is gay.
Mind your own business, getting on the tube, turn the corner into the next carriage, and there's just this big dude in the trench coat ready to punch your shit in.
Unironically,
Then he pokes his umbrella into a pack on the floor and walks out. And you're like, what was that about?
Oh fuck! Ron, it's just Mr. X.
Really, you just noticed? Literally using his icon.
8-foot-tall brick shit house walks into your train carriage, reels back a punch, and says, "Experience tranquility."
Hey, that's
Shortly before he punches out your whole skeleton.
a pretty good model actually of the.
That is a really nice one.
Yeah.
I think it's an extended.
You know what? Let's change it. Let's change it right now and use that one.
Why is it Arabic on the back? That's concerning.
Saddam no Suari.
I believe it's an Elysian one.
That'll do.
Understood this.
Well, if anyone would know how to fly.
Oh, no, no.
Don't need to know how to land, though.
Yeah.
Has my stream cut out?
I think it's good.
Yeah, still working.
Alright, good stuff. We have one watching right now. Fantastic.
I have no. It doesn't say who's watching on my one.
Yeah. Anyway, let me just check.
Yeah,
this.
mine is. Oh shit, mine stopped.
Well, we know at least 4 of us are watching, at least, so...
It says 1 watching, but as 3 people have just said they're also watching, Stu, I think YouTube might have fucked your stream like they did to me at one point.
Oh well. You know what?
Yeah, I can't see the view counter, but that might just be.
We're derailing things.
I only right. I'm just changing the
Stu
icon.
asked the
And I'm
question,
gonna...
he derailed it. It's okay.
Right. Just gonna change the art and then we'll carry on. To be honest, with the whole thing with these streams is just so I can. It's easier than recording and uploading. That's the main thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's still saying it's 3.
And I'm pretty sure most of your viewer base watches these after you stream them instead
Yeah,
of while
they
you
do.
stream them.
Which is honestly how I like it.
Shout out to Stu's fans.
Yep, you are very dedicated and I appreciate it. So, morning dawns, dawn breaks. You carry on your journey. Could you make another navigation check? Voila. At plus 20 again for your maps. Actually, no. Plus 10. Because things are a bit more unclear now as you're in the middle of nowhere, so...
Allah guides my Torox!
Only Yoshua Venus.
Oh, our vroom vroom disappeared. I think.
Yeah, re-upload the image.
Oh, it's tinier.
Hey, Machine Spirit of the Torox, there's a crowd of German people enjoying a fucking Christmas festival at our destination. Fucking headlights glare.
You're oh, that's a horrible bit of fan canon. Fucking, it's a Muslim Machine Spirit. This was an ISIS Machine Spirit from back in ancient terrorist days.
The spirit of Allah resides within this vehicle.
So yeah, now we'll make a operating
Plus 10 to
surface.
weapon skill.
Navigate surface. Sorry, plus 10.
Give me just a second. Wait, navigate surface.
Yes, you're navigating now to figure out where you need to go from here.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
Where am I? Here we go. At a plus 10?
Yep. Alright, it's just about enough, Nellis. You're a bit uncertain, but you're like, yeah, I think this is the right path. Fuck it, let's go for it. That's kind of your reaction.
This is where the fun begins.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting in the driver's seat glaring.
Like,
Left a bit. Left. There's not a road. Shut up.
I think I've seen that sand dune at least 3 times now.
So,
Yes.
you drive on.
Yet why are we in the sky?
This is just me being an autist and like thematically going. This is the way it travels.
No, I find it funny if Nullis's check difficult fucking navigation check was so bad we ended up in this.
Okay. Nullis, you drive on for a bit more upon figuring out this is the correct path. However, you eventually come to more difficult terrain that your path unfortunately has to take you through. Without diverting massively, you're going to have to go through a small canyon of sorts. Take a
Well, this seems like a trap.
take a more rough route, shall we say. Pass through all the steep cliffs and hills.
Could I use my Auspex to help out with the navigation?
The navigation, the Auspex is mostly a motion sensor. It will help when Nullis is about to do his operate test. So,
It's fantastic when it's time to park.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
All right, operate surface.
Operate surface at -10. Ground is getting a bit bumpy.
Don't his aspects help, or is that?
He will make separate roll after you've done it to help correct anything. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oof.
Han, make a +10
eyes.
perception
Hang on.
test to see if you can
Operate.
help him out.
He's doing the navigation. I'm doing the operation.
Oh yeah,
Makes
sorry,
sense.
I keep forgetting that. Oh, because you're driving.
Oh, is
now,
Bill
'cause-
driving again?
Yeah, he's driving now. Right, you roll
Oh, okay.
-10. Bill.
I'm
operate.
playing with a toy truck.
Thank the
in the backseat.
Omnisire.
Fucking
Oh
chaos.
Jesus!
Nailed it.
Yeah.
You Tokyo drift through the mountains.
Oh,
Deja vu.
Exact opposite, like opposite rules.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put on deja vu to fucking celebrate. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. You pretty
Is that
much
copyrighted?
cruise over most of the fucking
Hang on.
rough rocks. and-
Hang on to your fillings. It's about to get fucking hairy.
Oh dear.
Stu, just out of interest, how much does this Tower Ox weigh?
I have no idea.
A lot.
I think it's somewhere in the region of about 7 or 8 tons.
That's not
They
bad.
are
It's about as heavy as a
boys.
chimera, possibly more or less, but
It'd be lighter than a Chimera, you'd hope.
yeah, because of the suspension, all that shit.
Well, it's not a tracked vehicle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, it's on wheels, and generally wheels require less loading.
Okay. Bill manages to successfully cruise his way through the rough terrain of the canyon. You go on for a good while through this winding canyon. Please, all of you make perception checks. Neutral ones. Han, you can do it +20 for all specs.
Is it perception or awareness?
Awareness, I should say, sorry. Yeah.
Was it +20, did you say?
Yeah.
oh, it was +20. Sorry, I'll do that again.
And if it's visual based, that's actually an extra degree of success.
Okay, good job.
Wester's definitely failed.
I sense
The
gooks.
colors I never knew existed.
You pretty
has
much
succeeded.
all have a good look around as you're traveling slowly through this canyon while Bill's drifting around corners and so forth. You don't see anything noteworthy, but you do get these, like, I sense gooks kind of sense. But you're not sure. Like, it might be your imagination playing on you, tricks on you, because it is a bit spooky in this canyon at the minute. But a lot of you swear you saw something occasionally, but you're not 100% sure.
It's the kind of flick the safety off the turret type situation.
Yeah. So-
Understandable.
You eventually are almost through the canyon. Let me just prepare some stuff. Just prepping a few things on the next screen.
Yeah, the sound of a distressed droid.
Yeah, I did as well. Fucking Star Wars campaign bleeding into this.
Oh no.
So, you come through a slightly
Sure.
more open part, if you can go to the bottom left corner. You find yourselves in a more open part of the canyon. And it's up to you guys to make your way through the last leg of it. Yeah, you can all place yourselves on the vehicle if you want. So Bill's driving, Nulla's in commander, and who is the gunner again?
I believe, based on the fact that Ursula's failed her test, but Jane succeeded, I'm going to say Jane is on the gun.
Okay. By the way, Scar, I forgot to mention, Jane has managed to acquire, after her training in her downtime, your old heavy stubber.
Oh,
she now has it. Forgot to mention that one. So. Anyway.
Daka gang.
I think you mentioned in the past you hadn't confirmed it, I don't think.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So, now we come to vehicle rules. Let's look at the Taurox. The Taurox has a tactical speed of 50 meters. So, Bill, move roughly there as a half action, and you can also move twice. I'm just going to bring up, if any of you have the Oni War books open at all, could you consult? Let me find the right page.
For what?
For vehicle rules, if you go to Oni War. Just for reference, because this will be...
Is it?
Pardon.
Let's see, I have the
Whereabouts I can go
book
to, sorry?
Just going to find it now. Go to 272.
I'm on the map.
Oh, on the map. Bottom left corner, so...
Yep, we're all there.
You're all there? Good, so, yep.
He's saying how, I think he's asking how far you can move in half action.
Yep, that's what I'm just ascertaining now. Tactical maneuvering.
Driving a vehicle.
Yep, it would be a tactical maneuvering action, which can either be a half or full, which is basically just a movement. So you can do a half move or a full move. Half move in a Taurox is 15 meters. So you could make a full action bill and go up to 30. Just driving through all this.
Question, we got someone on the Auspex constantly, right?
Yeah, you have a Ron on it.
Good, because that shit detects explosives. That's the best thing about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so 30 gets me to here.
Yeah. Your objective is to make it to the top right corner, basically.
Oh god, it just fucking yeeted itself.
Oh, is it? Well, does no one else get turns on?
What do these gray squares represent?
Those are extra, like, rock formations, basically, and piles of debris and sand and so forth.
There we go.
Okay. That is a turn of movement. Ron, could you please make a awareness at plus 20? Your Auspex is being a bit weird. It seems to detect small beeps of very slight movements. But besides that, you're not getting any solid readings on it. Like, you try and look closer at a specific movement, and it just kind of dissipates and doesn't appear again.
Could I pin it down to a certain location, or at least some direction?
Make another one at plus 10. See if you can pin it down a bit better.
I made a Signitions test just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeet.
Yeet. So, you sense on the Ron, first of all, you think you've pinned down some possible movements to your Northeast, over this big sand dune here.
Alright, I shall relay that to the party.
Yeah. You're not 100%, but you definitely think there may be a few life signs around there. And Showa, you reach out and scry with your mind a little bit. You don't sense psychic presences, really. But you do kind of sense the faint tang of the warp. It's a familiar feeling. You feel that something that's been exposed a little bit to the machinations of the warp is nearby. You're not too sure what, though. It's a bit cloudy, so... So lads, you've had your information relayed. How do you wish to proceed?
I'm going to look at Ron and say, can you see something? Can you see something on your specs?
Yeah, I'm reading some signs coming from the north, although it's not something very specific.
I can send something touched ever so lightly by the warp, I think.
Nola is going to draw his naval shot cannon. There's room inside of the vehicle.
There aren't many firing ports.
There are firing ports.
Oh.
Yeah, there's about 4.
Aesotorics.
Yep. So you could try... The naval cannon is a little large to mount through the fire ports, but you could get your bolt gun through there just about.
Then I'll draw my Legion bolt gun.
Then I shall do the same.
Yep.
I shall draw
You
my
shove your
human
combi
bolt.
bowler through one of the holes. Thumper does the same. There's 1 port left.
And I shall just look through one.
Yeet. Because you can literally cast psychic shit through a few more. You can do it in the tabletop.
Yeet.
If you have a Psyker inside a Chimera, which is hilarious. So...
I literally just need to look at something.
Yep. Bill. Would you like to drive?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you going for a...
So where are we thinking, fellas? Someone beat me a square.
Well, I read signs coming from the north, so... Proceed with caution towards the north, maybe.
Get me a 30-meter marker, please.
There you go. Yeet. Okay. All of you make awareness checks, neutral ones. Ron, you can do yours at +10, in fact.
Experience tranquility.
You are... Most of you are somewhat bamboozled by the dust and debris and billowing winds of the deserts through the canyon. You don't really make out much.
Oof, Jesus.
Yeah. Ron, however, Allspec Scanner, has remained faithful to him and makes out some stronger readings off to the northeast of your current locale. Again, one on the other side of this little sort of sand dune-y thing that's in the canyon.
Right, I shall relay that.
Stay at the ready then. Draw your weapons if you haven't already.
Alright. So you're all extra careful, I see. Alright. Are you...
I know, right?
Are you proceeding?
Might as well for now.
We haven't noticed any hostiles, I believe, so
Or any
I
mines.
suppose...
Okay.
I suppose we continue forward? Between those two grey box things, I guess?
Yeah.
Hereabout or the other
Which ones?
That way, I guess?
Okay then.
Okay. I'll just drag all your tokens over.
Right.
Or you can all do it. Yeah, it's either way.
Or not, I suppose.
Alright. Your vehicle trundles along. You have yet to notice anything super suspicious. Just give me one moment. Interesting.
Vehicle artwork is getting there.
Forgive me, I am being more subtle these days and making GM rules.
Yeah.
Problem.
He says as he tells us he's making GM rules.
Well, you don't know what they're for.
One step at a time, Gren.
Just so you know I haven't died or some bullshit.
Turns out we all like stepped on a landmine 2 weeks ago, and he's just been humouring us for the last few minutes.
Or we're driving over quicksand.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though that I doubt that's a thing in the desert. I'm not sure though.
Or suddenly we just have like a fucking
Super is.
C4
Super
attached to the
fucking is.
bottom.
Alright.
Kaboom.
Just wait, just wait. We run into a fucking giant ant lion.
Oh no no!
Cazadors!
Oh god, that'd be horrible.
Oh, fucking goodness.
Rip and tear.
Okay,
Yes.
who is looking after the Taurox's sheet, by the way?
They're what, sorry?
What?
You cut out.
Does someone want to look after the Taurox sheet? It's open to all players, but just so you have a designated person to keep track of things for the token and sheet.
I mean, I can do it if no one else is going to, but...
It's literally just to keep an eye on the wounds and so forth.
Yeah, if Shadro wants to do it, in worst case.
Well, that's a bit disconcerting.
Okay,
then.
I'll fucking do it then.
Oh, I mean,
That's alright, I got it.
Worst
You
case.
got it?
Okay.
Alright. You could track it on the health bar if you want as well, you know, on the token, if you prefer. Billet has 35 wounds or structural integrity to start with.
And
Tell you what,
I'm detecting a distinct had in that sentence.
Exactly.
there you go. Vehicle health bar, that'll do. Okay, just give me one moment.
Oh no.
That's not a good sign.
Oh no, that doesn't work. So.
Rude sandstorm.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a good fucking... the soundtrack. Alright, let's go to Outpost 31.
The classic.
Yeah, that'll work. As you trundle along this great canyon, Voss, could you make a perception check at plus awareness at plus 20?
Mm-hmm. Is this visual?
Yes.
30 it is.
Okay.
Oof, man,
It's
fuck, I
pretty
got that
hard to, well, it's pretty hard to not notice this. You see, you hear it just before you see it. A massive blast comes from a rock up there. And you see a streaking missile coming towards you now.
RPG! Contact!
Jesus Christ.
Right.
Incoming.
You might want to do a jink.
You may jink, yes, this is what I was going to bring
They're
up. You
actually
can actually
called that.
dodge with vehicles.
You can't call them that anymore.
Just does a backflip.
You can only
Jinx.
do this if you've moved at least tactical speed during your turn, which you have. You moved twice, in fact. Right. And you are aware of the attack. So, the driver must make an operate test with penalty equal to vehicle size modifier. So, this will be a minus 30 due to being a massive lad, because the Torx is a massive sized entity.
You can do it, Bill.
Believe in you.
I'm gonna make it minus 20, however, just to give you, because you've seen it and you've been traveling at a bit of a pace, so you've got a bit of momentum to help you
Hang on,
dodge this
wait.
slightly.
This is an agility check. I have a flip belt. I roll twice to take the same. The best
No, it doesn't work like that. You're driving a car.
I put it to airplane mode.
Aeroplane mode like a phone. Fucking almost. Almost.
Fucking close enough. Throw me a fucking bone here.
I will throw you a slight bone
Specs?
here. The missile, you see it coming and you're like, oh shit, so you do a drift to avoid it. As you do.
Glancing blow.
Inside,
It's a glancing hit. The missile strikes your part of the wheels of the vehicle. Now the wheels are armored because, you know, it's a fucking Taurox. It's built for combat. Rex's drift, yeah. You suffer, however, 6 hit point damage. And one of your wheels is pretty badly scratched up. So your movement is reduced a little bit from this
Damn it,
blast. And as you're reeling from the drift, you see some figures, which I'm going to reveal.
Fucking hit squad.
And listener.
Sand people are not to be trusted, Anakin.
I hate the sand.
Fucking
Look at these Negroes.
Right, I shall immediately get closer to one of the doors.
Could
Time
you
for
all
a
roll
tactical
initiative
insertion.
for me?
It's a little image of them doing this shit. And then suddenly, Hex go gifted.
Yeah, pretty much. He sees the Taliban and just looks.
Cats running their mouth already till they get that fist in their mouth already.
So,
Let's see. Where's the initiative?
I rolled a 1.
Damn, son.
Mine's not gonna be much better.
I mean,
If you check under, it's like next to the infamy points.
probably not an organized hit. It's probably just a bunch of dumbasses. Affected spam card.
You attempt to use a roll command looking for the value of a selected token.
yeah, you need to click on your token.
You need
Yeah.
to click your token
I
first.
keep
man.
forgetting to do that.
utes.
Damn, you gotta do it.
Yeah, let me know when you feel
Yeah,
about
like,
your
I have an
missions.
agility of 22, so yeah.
How's your... Oh yeah, because you've got -30 due to your armor. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. Well, minus 20.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Bill is
Sonny no
That was on
Sawai.
point. As usual.
Welcome to the Christmas market.
Well, I find it's appropriate considering he just managed to dodge a fucking missile.
Yep.
Almost.
so. It's also very good because this means that the driver can, you know, drive us into a more advantageous position before they do anything else. unless
Drive
they
me
roll
closer,
instinct.
for I wish to hit them with my fist.
True.
Have you all
I'm
rolled?
gonna noose one of those cunts.
Yeah, looks like you've all rolled.
Yeah, I think we.
Ha. Boss, what would you like to do? You're still the controls of the Taurox. Now, until that wheel gets repaired, you can make one half tactical move, basically.
Hello?
But Bill has the big mute. Oof.
How big's that rock to the north?
It's about... let's see. It's about like 7-8 feet high. And about 10 feet across. It's a large rock.
Is it cover for the Taurox?
Half cover is better than no cover.
Yeah, almost. It is just about half cover.
Half cover is better than no cover.
Enough to guard the wheels and enough to let us shoot over the top.
Yep.
Well, I'm going in for some melee.
It's on a weird gridded section, give you a break. Okay, there.
Cool. You have another half action.
Top down asset for a Taurox.
And half action. What other systems have I got?
Let's see. What other actions is there you can do in a vehicle? Not a lot, actually, to be honest. There's just driving it, jinking, and moving, honestly. The vehicle itself doesn't really have many subsystems besides the turret. Like,
Doesn't seem like we'll be moving much from this spot, though.
Han and Skog, you might want to move your dudes.
Right side, we can move here. You can get a
Do you want to just disembark and go yeet them?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean,
That's my intention.
Pasta, does Pasta in the turret, like, that peeks over the rock, right?
Mm-hmm.
I might need some suppressive fire. Well, actually,
Yeah,
not necessarily, but yeah, it's nice.
I'll say, Bill, you can get out and take cover by this rock for your remaining half action.
I'm getting a call. I gotta
Sounds like a grand old plan.
Yep.
And stealth.
Make a stealth roll. A neutral one.
Flip belt. Don't fail me now. Don't forget, I got this camo cloak.
Yep, so you get plus 30.
Alright.
Yep, and roll stealth again, because flip belt. Yep, 22.
Yep, that's good enough. You have successfully managed to
That belt is very
fucking dumb tumble dive out of the car and then crawl over to this rock here. And take
It's really hard.
cloak
It's
over.
really hard to keep hold of someone who can't. He doesn't actually get held down by gravity. You know, I'm just a fucking spacehead.
Ursula.
Cool. Ursula is inside. So... I'm guessing the vehicle is in approximately the orientation it's in, or...
Let's have a look. The vehicle is
thing is-
kind of like facing that way, almost.
Okay, so if I can disembark to behind a rock quite easily.
Yeah, you can just peel around the rear of the vehicle and sit behind that rock, which gives you.
I'm
good
assuming
bit
it's
cover
got a
if you-
door on each side.
Yeah,
So,
it is.
okay, I'm back. Hoping. gonna get in position there. I'm gonna wait till I've got some cover before I move, because if I'm gonna deploy an assault cannon, I need to be able to set it up.
Okay.
I'm not just gonna run into the field of fire and wait.
Okay. Is that all, Skog? Just move in there and take cover. Right.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not gonna start setting up yet, so I'll probably have my my last gun.
Alright,
Alright.
Noah.
So, I got a quick question because I don't remember the answer to it. So since I can dual wield weapons, does that mean I could have my my bolt gun in one hand and my Mesa Molag ball in the other?
Yes. However, you will be at massive penalties if you want to ever try and attack with both of them at once. But you can conceivably hold your pistol and melee in one hand and just use whatever you want to use for that turn, basically.
Right. Strap the bolt gun to the end of the stick.
See.
Alright. So
I just love this ANCAP Marine that makes the
So okay. Okay, so that's my move.
It's all over, Lawbreaker.
Brother, I am pinned here.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
And pay with your life.
Your life is worthless.
Never should have come here.
Oh, that is the worst in Skyrim. Never should have
It says
come.
that the half move. It says that the half move is 4. Does that mean 4 meters?
Varg casts self-defense.
I believe Space Marines get more movement. Let me just check your sheet. Oh yeah, 'cause your whole. Let me just change that a minute.
It says that my half move is. Oh, you've just changed it.
There you go. No, it is 4. That's because you're agility 3. Oh Jesus. All right. Yeah, so it's
Not
4.
a very quick boy.
Apparently
Alright,
not. No.
I'm gonna do a half move to this space here.
Yep. That's cool. Just near Voss.
And like, I assume if I shoot, it'll be like probably far above his head, so it won't really. You know. hit him.
You can draw a bead on one of those guys there. Yeah, sure.
Okay. And I've already got my bolt gun drawn, so I'm going to take a shot at them with it.
Yeet, yeah, you can make a single shot with it. You can't aim or anything, but you can do a single tap on them. Or you can semi-auto them, but... I don't know, maybe.
What is this range?
The range. 35, yeah, that's...
And this gun is ranged for 100 meters.
Yeah, that's...
So
that is
that
short range. So you
short
get a
range,
plus
okay.
2, yeah.
And then rate of fire is standard, I guess, right?
If you want to just make a single shot, then yeah, just standard. Gives you another
Any
plus.
modifier?
No. Just what it is. Oof. Okay, now let's you take a pot shot at the guys secure by the rock with their weapons, but your shot just goes wide a bit and doesn't quite find the mark, and just an explosion occurs behind them over there in the crops.
Okay.
We turn to Jane. So Skog.
Jane is on the gun. Are they visible?
Yes, they are. They have a bit of cover, but they are. Most of them can be drawn a bead on.
I'm guessing it has a. It's got a. Is it a twin link autocannon?
You have a twin-linked autocannon, yes. Turret and Torox.
I don't suppose it is started on the vehicle. Okay.
To make this easy as well, I'm just going to edit something from the Torox, because you know how we said the mag should be 30 instead of 20, so there you go, I've edited it.
Yep.
Would you like to fire it twin-linked, because there's special rules for this? I'll explain in a moment. I'll just find them.
What is the difference between twin linked in this and twin linked in the, the tabletop?
It's not that different actually. It's probably there's one of the things I like about the system is it converts to the tabletop fairly well. Right. When firing a twin link weapon, the wielder can choose to either gain a +10 to hit or an additional hit if they score at least one successful hit, so you can be more accurate or get another hit on the target. When you fire a twin link weapon, though, you fire twice its ammunition and rate of fire. So if you fire a single shot, it uses 2 shots when you fire it.
Well, they've already started firing on us, so I'm going to shoot at their nearest person with a regular fire.
So you're just going to get +10 to hit, right?
Yeah. Do I need to combine Jane's stats with this?
You're going to use Jane's stats to... yeah, because you're using the vehicle sheet, aren't you?
Yeah. So...
what I'll do is... what's Jane's
Does the
ballistic?
vehicle have any stats?
No, so if you just put in Jane's ballistic skill, that should calculate it.
So that is a... Would I get a half aim?
Yeah.
Cool. It is at medium to short range.
Oh, easily in short range. That's 300 meters range, though. Okay.
Cool. It is a standard attack for a single shot.
Yep.
Just making sure there's a lot of boxes to tick, and the modifier is 43 because that's the ballistic skill that Jane has. Has this worked?
No. In fact, you may well have jammed there.
Yay!
Jane, very enthusiastically, is like, alright, I've got a cool gun now, and click. And, yeah, the feed fails. So she's going to have to spend a turn on jamming the thing. I'm going to say that ammo's not lost, because it didn't fire, so...
Cool. So it's more a mechanical failure than...
anything else, yeah. No, probably because you guys haven't test-fired the equipment yet, you just kind of set off. You assumed the Iron Warriors had done a good job cleaning the gun, but apparently not.
They probably had, but, deserts.
Yeah. So that'll be Jane's turn. Yeah. And I hate to do this, but I need to go to the bathroom again, so plan your moves, Ziv.
I'm also gonna go.
I'll take the same chance then.
I'm probably just going to go and put a pizza in instead, but, same principle, I suppose.
I mean, I suppose I'll just move, honestly, because I can't really move and then shoot at this point, based on range.
Power armored suits have built-in voice amplifiers, right?
Not really.
No?
You're not a noise marine, are you?
They probably have that.
No, not to that degree, but just so it's very, very audible.
Well, they wouldn't necessarily kind of have to, otherwise it would be impossible to hear anything through them.
Yeah.
I'd imagine they would have...
adamantine, like 3 inches thick.
I believe I read something like that in one of the Night Lord's books.
I would suggest they probably have their internal communications, but I don't know if that's a, like a bullhorn style.
I'll have a look.
There's a Vox. If you've got communications, you can put it through my bike.
I'm assuming you're going to say something unnecessarily like graphic and violent to our enemies.
Not really.
Are you going to say blood for blood god?
No.
Like 50 times?
No, I'm only aligned to Khorne because we have a similar philosophy, not because I want to follow him.
So you're comrades, not his worship.
Indeed.
That's good. Healthy relationship. Unlike, other people in the team, such as Ziv. But he has his reasons. I suppose.
I got a bow.
You got a bow? Yeah, you do have a
bow
bow.
with these bitches.
You do have a bow.
Then it's going to become apparent to some of these idiots in the next couple seconds.
When did you get a bow, though? I don't
built
remember that.
It's a bow. It's a bow, dude. It's not difficult to make.
I suppose.
Okay, I have returned. Ziv, are you ready to make a move?
Yep. I'm gonna move over here, and can I try to roll to be stealthy?
Yes.
If I'm doing a full move.
Do you have any stealth
Well,
devices?
No.
I will grant you a +10, however, because you're creeping out the truck and you're trying to stick to the cover line as best you can.
I knew it. I knew. Of course it failed.
You try to be stealthy, but you kind of just bumble around a bit like, oh shit, we're being attacked. Oh fuck. And you just kind of stumble over into cover. Anything else?
Just he's scurrying about and then it just yells out that. That's all I really can do.
Cool. Show up.
Yes. Sorry. Okay, so. Okay. Well.
Ignore that.
Show is going to
microphone in the Astartes armor does allow for voice amplification. Okay. Sorry, continue again.
Gonna look to Ron for a moment and say, I'd like to try something. Follow me after. Follow me out. And he'll run towards around where Sid is standing.
Yep.
And I do mean run, because otherwise I can't move that far.
Yeet.
So that's the end of my turn right there.
Okay. Okay, this may or may not work out in the future, but upon people's suggestions, I'm going to use 40k rules for minion groups and basically take some of what the Star Wars RPG does, and I'm going to control these guys in the same initiative. So first of all, 2 of the mutants, armed with what looks like some very crude form of shotgun, are going to try and take a pop at you, Ziv. Right. Actually, I don't even think these guys have ranged here.
So for 30 meters, most people.
Yeah. These 2 guys are going to walk out from their unit a little bit, and they're going to take pot shots at you. Pasta.
Bravery is expensive, but stupid's always on sale.
Why have you done this? Also, I'm back.
Okay.
Oh no.
One of them hits you. Would you like to dodge?
Yes, if I can.
Yep, roll a dodge check.
Yep. Sorry. I felt really stupid now.
No worries.
Any modifier?
No, just regular one.
Yep. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's fun.
You catch a slug in the chest. It does 12 damage with no pen. What is your armor?
That would be 4 for carapace.
Should be 6. Yeah, carapace armor is usually 6.
Pretty sure, because it's light carapace.
Light carapace is 5 in that case.
Okay.
Yep.
I guess it's just throwing the sheet out.
What's your toughness?
Yeah. 2 seconds. My toughness, we're thinking the 10s or the full thing?
What is intense?
Okay, 4.
Okay, you take 3 wounds then, Pasta, as the shotgun shell lands into you.
Nice.
Not much, but it's something. Okay. Give me one moment. One of the other troopers is gonna... Hold on one moment. One of the troopers that seem to be holding a tubular weapon is going to reload. And another trooper. Another trooper is going to aim his weapon and fire at the vehicle. He hits. Skog, are you back yet?
Yep, sorry. Have I been shot?
There's a guy attempting to shoot your truck. Just give me a moment while I get some things started.
Trying to shoot Jane then?
No, not Jane. Well, yeah, in a sense.
See if nothing else.
Right. Sidearm of the Taurox is 22, I believe. From what I started it. Let's double check. Yep, 22. Okay, Skog.
Yes.
Let's see.
Assuming they're firing more rockets at it or whatever.
Just give me one moment. Okay, Skog, it suffers another 8 wounds as a couple of what seem to be very high caliber auto rounds clank into the hull of the side hull of the vehicle.
That was... where's the 2 points? Wounds.
You've done it, I think. Someone's done it.
I'm gonna
Already done.
Tab.
Yep.
There we go.
I do believe it was Bill who said he was going to take care of that.
Yep. Right, final thing for these troopers' rounds. Bill, does your cloak impose difficulty to perception, or is it just how good your stealth roll was? I can't remember.
It adds 30 to the test difficulty.
So it's just however good your stealth was, which was 22. Well, that was...
And you're also harder to hit.
Yeah, you're also
I'm harder to hit. But yeah, my roll was just my roll. It didn't add the thing.
Yeah, he doesn't cheat shit, Captain. So instead, he is going to pick on poor Ziv.
Yeah, bastard.
Let's have a look. Where the fuck is the weapon profile for this? He hits you, Ziv.
Yep.
For 2
Cause
degrees.
Sorry, did you say something?
It's
Yes.
what Nurgle would have wanted.
He hits you for 2 degrees of success. Just give me one moment.
Well, at least I'm a tough bugger.
You are indeed. Okay, you suffer 12 damage, Ziv, with a pen of 1. So is your
Yeah.
toughness 4?
Yes, toughness 4, and the armor is like carapace.
Yeah. Okay, give me one. You suffer another 4 wounds, Ziv.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Ron. It's now your turn.
Yeet. Right, I have a question.
Yep.
Could I run out of the vehicle, pick Gren's character up, and throw him at the end? Would you allow me to do that?
Okay. How much movement do you have?
Provided I run, I have 18.
Could you do that as a charge?
Yes, I believe charge is the one that's less, but it lets
Yeah.
you attack and stuff, yeah.
Rule of cool.
Yeah, you can rule that as a charge. So you charge directly towards Gren. And now let me figure out what kind of roll you're going to need to make for that. Probably an
Didn't you find
It's probably a
athletics.
strength test.
Probably an
Didn't you find
athletics.
Also,
Didn't you find the throwing rules?
The throwing
Yeah, I
rules don't usually encompass throwing people.
Well, he
just
is,
says,
he is less than half my carrying capacity.
That is true, right. Okay, the throwing rules are a bit autistic, let's find them.
To throw a object, a character makes a challenging +0 strength test. A degree of success indicates that the object flies a number of meters equal to his strength bonus, which I do believe is... what?
14. And that might be doubled by the chain fist. Because it
The
says
chain
it doubles
fist
the user's strength
won't
bonus.
help you there, but you
Right,
can.
that's fine.
Shred him.
Yeah.
Very well.
So
And does
meters.
does that say a number of meters equal to a strength bonus per degree of success?
Which page is it, Graham? Just so I double check, because I
don't know.
agree
Han,
this is
Han
probably...
sent it to me.
Which
Yeah,
book
I
is
only
it
sent
from?
part of it, sorry about that. It's in the Black Crusade core rulebook.
What page?
Let's have a look. Give me a moment.
I mean, I can
Throwing
believe
objects,
this is here.
Page 42.
42. Throwing objects, yep. Challenge strength test. The degree of success for each additional degree is increased by a factor of 1. So 2 degrees, twice the strength bonus. Okay, Han, roll a challenging strength test. So you get +30 to this because of your armor.
I already included that into my strength. So
Yeah, okay.
Also, could I specifically throw him over here?
Yes.
Alright.
Wait,
Sure.
no.
You would have to throw him
him up,
over
throw
Ziv,
him.
but you could. Ziv is kind of crouching behind the rocks, so
Yeah.
it shouldn't be too difficult.
Also, whilst I'm
quite tall.
doing this, I activate my voice amplifier and I scream, "X go and give it to you."
Jesus. Oh no! That's hilarious.
This is...
With a degree of failure, the object falls short, flying a number of meters equal to half his strength when it's rounded down. Ooh, that's you throw him about 7 meters. Yeah, you just throw him. You just lazily chuck him over there.
Wait, is there anything else which would give
You
me
can
a
use an infamy to re-roll it. That might be prudent because he is super exposed out there.
Yeah.
Did you keep in mind your size?
Ah, yeah, I count as hulking.
You do indeed.
So that would be a success then.
No!
Hulking.
Why have you done this to us?
He consented. It's fine.
No, but he came into my it was perfect! Damn it.
Your plan was fucking stupid from the beginning. And I'm out the one out here with the bow.
Sure, for me. At least I can, like, carve him up.
If he threw
Melee.
you, there's a good chance that on impact you would pop.
Melee specialist, Civ.
Yes, I am too.
That's me.
I like the concept of you just throw Ziv directly upwards so he gets a better angle with his bolter.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna throw him to
It's just
Nirvana.
fucking flesh render.
Where the fuck is this thing?
Excuse me,
about size?
but for sword, get fucked.
Okay, if you say so. Demonstrate.
Okay, it's nice that you're waving your dicks around, but I don't think it's helping much.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to find the character size bullshit, see if it actually helps you with strength, because I don't think it does, but
I think hulking helps with strength.
I mean, it's possible, honestly, but these rules are very simple and very autistic at the same time. What does size do?
It's still a
It
roll
usually
of a
just
94.
makes you more difficult to hit and so forth. But... Alright, fuck it.
Sometimes things miss.
Let's just go with the rule cool and say you succeed with 1 degree. Because I can't be arsed to look this up right now. This is like Pathfinder level shenanigans. Okay. Make an agility test, Gren, see if you can land on your feet.
Okay. Do I get any bonuses?
No, because he didn't. He only just succeeded, so.
Oof.
You fall flat on your face as he throws you across the room.
Can I spend an infamy point to try and re-roll that?
Yes. Okay, yes. With a resounding bounce, you successfully land on your feet upright. You're standing now.
Fucking successful superhero.
Yep. Okay, Voss.
You know that guy with the tube?
Yep.
Aim and bow.
Using the bow.
Yep. He's getting bow.
It's accurate as well, so you get another.
Oh yeah.
Yep, it's got all the guffins. Cool. Get plus 30 because he's unaware of you as well.
Oh, I'll put that in on the. I'll put it in as point blank for them.
Yep.
Right, fire, attack.
Yeets. Fire a nice bolt at this guy. He's gonna tempt a jammy doge, but he probably won't. Oh no, he's unaware, so yeah.
Doesn't
roll
get
damage.
he's unaware.
You
What
missed
I
something beautiful.
Don't check my damage.
What did I miss?
Beautiful.
Hit or miss. I guess they never miss, huh?
Ah.
25 points of damage, pen 4.
Alright. This
Hopefully
guy.
does
This fucking guy. What's the pen on it?
4.
Okay. This guy ceases to live. And with a great thunk, the bow launches a arrow straight into his chest, and he collapses with a gurgle of blood, and the freshly loaded tube falls limply aside over there.
And I remain stealthed. Because that's the definition of a silenced weapon.
Yep. Fucking predator, the good cunt.
This fucking bow that has almost the same pen as a bolt gun.
Far
Welcome to
Cry,
the Seven
fucking
Dooms.
primal.
Did my turn pass while I was gone?
No.
Oh, neat.
Ursula.
Okay, now I've got some potential cover at least. How high did you say this rock was in comparison to a, human?
About 6 to 8 feet, so you can't really see over it.
So it's
very
hard
well.
cover. Good.
But it's a decent chunk of cover.
I'm assuming the rock opposite is about the same.
Yeah. The rock over there is a little bit lower. It's more like 4 or 5 feet.
I'm going to move to here, and if I can... There you go, and I'm going to set up the my autocannon.
So you're just lying down in the ground, setting up an auto
It's,
oh no,
it says
you've got
it's,
bulging biceps, you just...
It's either tripod or bipod mounted. I forget which one, but either way, I'm going to set it up.
We can literally walk out there and make a shot because you're, you have fucking muscles for days with bulging biceps. You can brace for free.
Alright then.
If you wish.
I'll take a further step
Yeah.
then and try and shoot this lad.
Full auto, semi-auto.
It only does semi-automatic.
Okay. You can do a single shot if you prefer as well.
Yep, I'm gonna probably go with, short range.
Yep.
Single shot, as this is a nice punchy weapon. It's a passable hit. And they dodge.
Nope. He fucking has a terrible agility, so nope, he doesn't. And roll your damage.
Oh yeah, 66 out of 24, not the way around.
Yeah. You roll a 1, but it's enough. And this guy is just evaporated as a 20 mil shell just fucking clanks into him and he gets pig-misted.
Yeet.
Okay, Nala.
Alright, so, first thing, what would I roll to see if I can tell by, like, the way that they're acting, if they expected Space Marines to be in the vehicle that they shot at?
Roll me... just give me a minute to find the appropriate skill, because there is a skill for... I believe it's scrutiny.
And I'm not sure whether they've spotted you.
I think
I'm
it would
pretty
be
sure they've
scrutiny.
spotted me, because I shot at them, so... with a bolter, and I'm also massive, so...
If you want to read their body language, make me a scrutiny at... make it neutral, actually.
Alright, scrutiny...
You glean a lot from looking at these guys. They don't look like much Nullus at first glance. They look very disheveled and desperate looking fuckers, but there's a certain fire in their eyes that, because you think definitely because of their desperation, that they were willing to attack you, whatever was in there, and they definitely were, you could think, expecting Marines as well. they recognize the Iron Warriors like hole markings on the Taurox. You can see.
So what you're saying is we've got a couple of dumbasses on our hands. All right, got it. Starving dumbasses, but dumbasses.
Yeah.
All right. With that in mind, I'm just gonna take my whole turn to run right there.
Yeet.
My run is 24, so I can do that.
Alright.
Woo, lad.
For those of you wondering, I've made each square 2 meters, which I think is a good balance so far.
Wait. Oh, yeah, you have.
I don't care about rounding up or down, just if it's 24, you could make it, so...
Dude, you have really low agility.
I know I do. I plan to improve it.
To be fair, when you get 6p, next upgrade will bump up to 4.
Yeah.
So, Jane.
Cool. I'm gonna try and take another pair of snapshots at this fella, if I can do that.
Doesn't this guy have an autocannon, though?
Guy on the left has an autocannon, the guy on the right has a long las.
Let's check my bead. Yeah, I'll shoot the one in the back then.
Okay.
So...
Yep. Are you going for twin link? So are you going for single shot or the extra hit?
Gonna go just single shot with the intention of trying to fire both at the same time.
Yep. You get an additional +10 hit then with the single twin linked on for one shot.
Okay, so that's +10.
I've just realised something horrible. This encounter is pretty much planet side because you've literally got a Sunday with an autocannon on top.
Yeet.
We've got 2 maxes.
Except we can't respawn at the Sunday.
No. This is so sad.
And this, as usual, is me running around the desert like a fag lord with a fucking Barrett.
Fucking Endar.
You're getting more kills with a weapon that was invented 600,000 years ago.
Roll the damage, Skog.
Single damage or 2 damage?
Single damage. Okay. Yeah, so that kind of guy ceases to exist.
See, this is much better than the stubber.
Yes. Significant.
No shit.
So you can hit things.
You hit him with a slug the size of a man's arm.
Yeah, these are things that are designed for anti-arm and light armor.
This is the kind of thing that's designed to shoot jeeps off the road whilst pulping everyone inside.
Alright. Jane successfully eats the autocannon gunner. As if.
Yeah. Considering what to can't really do that.
You may just want to get to cover. Considering you've been shot
Nah,
up
it's
already.
fine. It's fine. I got a plan.
Do you want me to throw you as well?
Well, if you were fast enough, you could have. But it's fine. I'll get them myself. So he's gonna run about there. And that's really all I can do. This is running.
Okay.
But he's going to try to stand there. Actually, he's gonna try to intimidate the guy who's standing in front of him.
Okay, give me one moment. Intimidation. Okay, you may intimidate them with a +20.
Yes, sir.
Hello there.
General Kenobi. Yeah, the mutant's looking a bit worried. He's like, damn son, you're more fucking ugly than me. And he kinda shits himself.
Incel mutant meets alpha Chad mutant.
Mutant meets Civ. Oh no.
Virgin mutant versus Chad Pussbag.
Yes.
I think that's all Ziv, so
That's
sure.
all.
Well, I'm gonna walk up to this guy
Okay.
and let me double check something. Wait a second.
Oh dear.
You're fucking kidding me.
What?
Oh Jesus. Okay then.
Whoa.
Could someone please kill the other anti-armor specialist?
There
Sorry.
isn't any, there's just one guy with long lasts.
Oh, it's a long last. Cool.
Okay. Jesus.
As an aside, Stu, I've sent you some bits if you wanted.
Sorry?
I sent you some bits if you wanted them.
Cool.
I don't know
I'll
if you
probably do that in session, but
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna use a feathered psychic power.
cool beans.
So let me think now. One should be,
You have a psi focus, don't forget that.
mhm.
Half the people that play psychics forget they have a psi focus usually.
I don't.
Yep.
Hey.
Yeah, boy.
Hate storm.
Okay. I presume Hate Storm is some kind of damaging effect.
Nope.
Or is this the buff to your sword?
Not even that.
Okay, what does
So-
it do?
1 second.
Aha!
This is also why I feathered it, because now it has a 10 meter range instead of a 20-meter range, in which case it would have feathered Ursula. Which I thought she wouldn't enjoy, a minus 20 ballistic skill check that she has to do a willpower check to get away.
Ah, right, so you've frenzied yourself and can still be a psyker. Ah, right.
I have frenzied myself, I have frenzied Civ, I have frenzied the guy next to me, and I have frenzied Nolus.
Is there any way I can resist this with willpower or anything?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, but you'll have to get outside the radius. Or, well, I guess you can continue to do the willpower check every round.
Wait, what's the
Filthy fucking whipple slinger.
the range?
Is there any
What's the
modifier to
range?
the roll?
I mean, Frenzy gives you a ton of bonuses to melee.
Which is pretty damn good.
Stu?
So am I within range of that?
No.
Alright.
the range is 5 meters per psi and you use 2 psi, so 10.
Right.
That's the range.
Nullus. I'm gonna say, because the rules I don't think really cover
Do
allies,
Space Marines get
and
any
all creatures
resistance?
immediately enter a frenzied state. I'm gonna say, Nullus, you don't particularly align to any gods, do you? You're undivided. Okay. You can make a willpower at plus 10, I will say.
Okay.
Because, you know, you're a fucking, what's the word?
Space Marine.
You're an alt centrist who believe, and a space marine who believes in none of that gay shit.
Well,
Despite your attempts to control your
I was
mind,
planning on killing this guy anyways.
you feel yourself the rage like swell within you and all that stuff. So yeah, you're now frenzied for now. You can continually try and resist each turn, though, if you really want to reject it, but this may dictate your actions a little bit while frenzied.
I will say that according to the rules of frenzy, every time you fail it, you get a +10 to the next check.
Yeah, so becomes easier over time to dissipate the hate. I believe that's it. Showa, that's all your actions.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'll
But
be
this
honest,
guy in
though.
front of me now is now in melee range. Not only that, but he also has a -20 to his ballistic skill now. So fuck you.
Oh, so you've made my gun useless. Okay, thanks.
But I've given you a +10 to
Strength, weapon skill, toughness, and willpower.
Oh, so I can eat him with the Mace of Moloch ball if somebody else doesn't first.
Yeah, you'll probably do it quite well.
Yeah, you number 3.
He's probably gonna get yeeted by some of the other people first, though. So.
So here's a conundrum. Ziv intimidated this guy, but now this guy's frenzied, so what I'm going to say is he gets the bonus to his willpower to resist the intimidate. He manages to stand his ground, Ziv, and now he's feeling really riled up for a fight. And he's going to turn to Showa with a grin and yell, "Blood for the blood god!" And he's going to try and shoot you.
Deed, my brother.
Brother, it's not over yet.
Excellent.
We're not finished yet.
So he's trying to melee attack me?
Yes.
I have battle rage, so I can parry.
Good.
I see you're a man of culture as well.
He's going
Indeed,
to all
my
out.
brother.
Gets +10. You may try and parry.
Let me see, that's +10. And do I get any other bonuses? No. Let's go!
You successfully parry with your force sword, and his barb shrinks away as it's melted off by the energy through it.
And he all-out attacked, so...
Yep, that's it. Well, you can only do one attack around usually, so... But yeah, that's pretty
I know,
much all.
I was just saying that he gets that all-out
You can't
attack means
dodge,
you can't-
basically.
Yeah.
The last guy is going to test for morale. He stays in the
I want
fight,
to shoot him.
and he's
I
going
want to boop his snoot.
He's going to take a measured shot at Ursula as he sees her autocannon just killed his colleague.
The advantage of being unremarkable.
Ursula, would you like to dodge at all?
What's he firing at?
You, with the long las.
Long guys. I guess I will try and do. Well,
how could this
went about as well as I expected.
Stu,
Yep.
as a reaction, could I maybe use parry to put my shield in front of Ursula?
It's your turn next. Yes, but that would use your reaction for this turn. I'm gonna say it's... Actually, no, sorry, Ron, I'm not gonna allow that.
Alright, that's fine.
Yeah. Just give me a minute. It's an interesting idea, but it's a bit of a weird one. Right. Give me one moment. You take 16 damage, Scott. With a pen of 1.
16, pen of 1. To which part?
2. The body, I believe, or one of the arms. Let me double check.
Alright, so I'm going to take
left
5
arm.
damage. Or left arm. Okay, it's still 5 damage then.
Okay.
I'm not enthusiastic, but it's not terrible.
That's his go.
But that would have been enough to kill me if I'd not been wearing armor.
Ron, it is your go next.
Right. I shall half aim and fire. So let's see.
So is this your combi bowler?
Yes.
Who are you targeting?
And
the
that would be
boy with long legs.
That would be 2 hits.
Hold on a moment.
Because it's twin linked.
Twin link. Oh, you're using the 2 hits ability on twin links, right?
Yes.
Okay. We'll try and doge. He does not doge. Roll your damage twice.
Alright.
In fact, you technically roll it 4 times because you have tearing.
Yeah, because it has tearing.
You've got 2 hits, yeah. Yeah, this guy also doesn't exist anymore. You just take aim with your bolter and just let loose a flurry of shells, and this guy is just blown to pieces. His long lads clattering to the floor. Anything else? Or is that you? You've done 1 half action to...
I would like to intimidate. Actually, he's immune to that. Or does he just have a bonus?
He is now frenzied, so yeah, he's kind of immune to it now.
Yeah, he's fearless.
Yeah.
Guess I'll make a half move then.
Clunk around and turn around.
Yes. My half
Didn't
move.
you already do a half aim, or does that not take up any
Oh
time?
yeah, I think it does. So I wouldn't have anything left then.
Oh, did you aim?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you don't have anything else left then, I'm afraid.
Alright.
Okay. Now, before I get to a new turn, something happens. As you're battling this squad of mutants upon the rocks with their heavy weapons, you hear a great clamor of screams and footsteps approaching. And if you look to your left momentarily, some new figures are revealed over the behind the rocks and sand dunes. There is now a great horde of mutants bearing down upon you.
Well, I feel my cover could have been better placed.
Flanking maneuver!
Also, as you as you're somewhat distracted by them, Voss and Jane, can you make me an awareness check at +10?
visual based?
Yes.
Who is this, sorry?
Voss and Jane.
Okay. So it's awareness.
Tis indeed.
Cool, just making sure.
Okay, Jane is a little unfocused due to trying to center the sights of the gun and is mostly, you know, kind of looking for hostiles along here. Voss, however, with his beady hearing, notices some other figures entering the fray. And I shall now reveal them here.
Oh,
You see four very large figures off to the right of your current, to the east of your current position, behind some rocks. They're just starting to emerge, though.
Over the comms, contact right and left.
Flanking maneuver.
Heavy's on right, like horde on left.
And I'm just
Take your
gonna,
pick,
Yeah.
boys and girls.
Skog,
Oh.
I think you may want to fall back to the hill.
I'll take it under advisement.
Group and get good.
Stu, could you please roll initiative individually for every single chaos spawn? Thanks.
no. Alright,
Commie mutants, the worst kind.
let's redress the thing. To make it clear,
Is that a predator?
probably is.
Kind of predator.
Like, you know, Alien versus Predator. The one on the top kind of looks like Predator, but with more tentacles.
A little bit.
Probably is. I don't know where I found this. I just was like typed in big chungus mutants. And
So my
things like
brain went predator. My brain went It's a predator. Can you tell what it is yet?
Alright, so these two guys are divided into chungus units of 2 each, pairs, for initiative. Voss! It's now your turn. Now, I know we are short for time, so we'll probably do one more round of this, I reckon. We'll
Okay.
close up, because things will get interesting very quickly.
Move to cover behind the car, and in from stealth, I'm going to take a pot shot. By pot. She would know I'm going to aim from stealth. I'm going to aim. That'll be my turn.
Okay. One of the... Yeah?
Shit.
The chunguses are on the move. And they move from behind this slab of rock.
You're about
That's
as
there.
fast as I am.
That's that pair's
Alright.
go. Unless...
So, first I want... Can I, like, make scrutiny rolls and stuff while I'm under the influence of frenzy?
Yes, but there'll be penalties.
Okay, in that case I'm gonna make the willpower at plus 20 to try and break out of it.
Yep. Break out frenzy. There you go! You may now, your head clears as you shake away the gay away. You can now think much more clearly, but you do lose the benefits of frenzy.
I'd like to make a scrutiny to see if all of these people are, like, with this guy. And these dead guys, obviously.
Yes, make plus 30.
I mean, it's quite obviously an ambush.
They are indeed part of the same unit of lads. They are all very similarly mutated and wearing similar shambles of depraved clothing.
Okay. Do I need to be directly adjacent to somebody to hit them with melee, or can I be, like, you know, about yay far from them?
You need to be adjacent.
Okay.
So you can just walk in and hit him with the mace and mobile.
just gonna Mason more like ball this guy, honestly. And I guess I'll do a charge, because I think that puts me at an advantage as well. Doesn't it?
Yes, it does. I'll allow in this case. You're a bit too close normally, but this guy's gonna die anyway, so just do it. You just barrel into this guy and fucking eat him with your mace.
I don't need to roll to hit with the mace, do I?
You do.
Oh, okay.
I've put it on melee weapons, by the way, because it was on range initially. I've moved it for you.
Any modifier besides no aim and charge?
No. Just no aim and charge. Okay, roll the damage, because I want to see what the damage is in this thing.
My guy up to it.
That's hilarious. So, with the great yeet...
I accomplished the one thing I wanted to accomplish, which was yeet somebody with the Mason Maul like Balbus.
Oh yeah, that was your personal objective, wasn't it?
Yep.
I want to bloody my new weapon.
I have fucking succeeded.
So why did you drop Frenzy though? It made it more powerful.
Because I wanted to scrutinize.
He wanted to be a clear-thinking, intellectual centrist man.
Yeah. And I guess, could I roll just kind of an arbitrary intimidate after doing that?
Yes, because you fucking critted him and did a lot of damage. His head literally flies off. Plus 20. Okay, the crowd will respond in kind. They're almost impressed by the display, and their screams and shouts get even more fierce upon landing the Mason
They've got
lapel.
points and corn, haven't they?
Possibly.
Alright, well I guess that finishes me.
Ursula.
Cool.
Autocannon is still displaced and ready to go.
Well, Horde's to the left of me, monsters to the right.
Here
I
I
am,
am, stuck in the middle with juice.
I lack a full auto weapon. However, does semi-automatic still have an effect against hordes, or is it just you hit into the group?
It has a 3, the autocannon, I believe, so you potentially kill 3 if you roll well enough.
Alright, let's give that a shot then.
X go give it to you.
Short range.
So yeah, short range. You also get plus 30 Skog because it is a massive horde. The magnitude is 3. So.
Okay.
I think I might be able to shred that horde.
Okay, you get 3 hits, Skog. Could you just, for prosperity's sake, roll 1 damage roll?
It's not the full crit either. It's only like a partial crit.
Okay, a minute. Yeet. 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 And you get a bonus 1. Crits don't actually do anything to hordes, but because you're firing a fucking
it's
auto
damage
cannon
crit as well, not hit crit, so...
Yeah.
Does it do explosive damage?
Skog rolling into
it does impact damage.
Because if it does, you get an extra hit in.
Do indeed.
I mean,
What
it's
can
only
actually
got
do
3
explosive?
bursts, and it's a solid projectile, not an explosive projectile.
Autocannons do impact damage.
It's an anti-armor weapon.
It should be noted that there used to be high explosive autocannon rounds, but the Imperium lost the schematics during the Dark Age.
Oh yeah, because they had flak cannon rounds, I remember, for anti-air duty, but...
Yeah, there was tons of weird, dumb bullshit like we have today, but they lost the schematics.
Unsurprising.
You try and intimidate them, I guess, after you yeeted forward the ranks with shell, but they're still going strong, so...
I'd presume they probably would.
They want blood.
The blood god.
Blood for cream.
The two Chunguses
That's an
move.
obscure reference. Yeah, okay.
Actually, they're gonna run. They're gonna pick up the pace, these Chunguses.
Oh, good.
They're gonna dash over here. Ziv!
Yep. Okay. Oh, dang. Good question. Good question. Well, he's gonna have to move out there at some point.
Whoa, Ziv! I wouldn't
Well, it's not gonna
recommend. I
rush
wouldn't
him.
recommend it, Ziv.
He's not gonna rush him, but he's going to try to intimidate them.
Oh damn! I want to see this.
The absolute mad lad.
What's the
Mad Lads, the new fucking
Could it
episode
get a
from
bonus to
Dracula.
that for being just an absolute mad lad?
How are you doing this? Please flavor this for me so I can give you the best possible.
I feel like your character's balls should give you a penalty to agility.
Angry that he couldn't kill the guy he was intending to fucking circle rush, he moves towards the new identified enemy, stands there with his fucking gut cleaner, like the chainsword,
Yep.
at his side, while he still has the bolter in the other, and he just looks at them.
Nothing
Just
else.
stares at them.
I will say,
Edgy
I will say, Stu, due to the effects of my psychic power, there's currently black.
Oh,
and
this
red
makes
flames
sense.
burning.
Yeah. Yeah, it actually
No,
does.
I was just gonna say that black and red flames are currently burning off due
Okay.
to the visual effects of my ability.
Roll an intimidate at +20, Ziv.
Yes, sir.
A man with a wheelbarrow for his pendulous nutsack. Crackling with sexual energy.
He is
With a face
actually
like
nuts. He's actually fucking nuts.
Oh boy.
Do you believe in Jesus?
Oh.
You're about
They see you. They see the fire and black smoke and red flame burning off you, and their response, they don't say anything, but they do kind of hesitate for a moment as they're charging at you, and they're just kind of thinking, "Damn, son." That's kind of their response. But they're still up for a fight, but I will roll a small thing when it's their turn.
Just the fucking pendulous balls on this man.
I didn't know there was a mutation that makes your balls the size of a fucking mountain.
I mean, his balls
Come
are
break your back against the mountain.
I mean, I feel like Ziff is more of a warrior of Khorne than he is a follower of Nerd, to be honest.
No, you see, he is a warrior of Khorne, but he follows Nurgle.
Yeah, he's a
irony.
mix.
Think about it, he's just kind of stood there and been a lazy asshole about actually reacting to them. And the act is so intimidating. Like, that they border on a rout as a result.
Okay, seeing that they're not doing anything, it's just gonna say, "We are chaos."
Okay.
Better throw one of them in.
Is that all, Ziv?
What's really sincerely disturbing about this scene?
James, go.
See? I'd rather.
Oh dear. Oh, we have mic problems.
Is that? Yeah, I was. Okay, mic is turned on. See that horde there? I'd rather not. So, Jane has a 43 ballistic. So I'm gonna go That one. Semi-automatic fire.
Who are you shooting?
The horde on the left.
On the left, the big horde, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. As I have the weapon to deal with it, it seems appropriate. Did you you said there was a modifier for hordes? Is it 10?
Plus 30 because they have a magnitude of 30, at least.
Oh. So plus 30.
It's a big target.
Right.
It's hard to miss.
Now you said. So there's the option to do more damage or a better to hit. Was the two options?
You can either, with Twin Linked, you can either convert the other thing into plus 10 to hit, or you could try and fire twice. Let me just double check that for you, because I think there might be a degree of success involved in that one.
That's just for 1 degree of success you get an extra hit in, I believe.
I believe so, 2, which is quite good.
It's a twin-linked weapon. I'm firing all the shots anyway.
Additional hits, they score at least 1 successful hit. So are you... So you're semi-autoing and using the twin link for an additional hit, potentially.
Okay, so it's 1 additional hit or a plus 10 to hit.
Yes.
Which is the equivalent of an additional hit, but over then the twin link gives it over the minimum. Alright, so I'm going to go with the additional attempt for the extra kill.
You get it. So.
Okay.
It's bedtime.
That was a close roll there.
Right.
Yeah, only a 93 to hit. This is why I like semi-automatic weapons, because they're just hugely better than fully automatic ones.
Roll me just a damage roll. Just for the lulz. That is still more than enough.
That's 20 from 6 shells.
You remove 6 figures from the horde.
So, are we just ignoring the big chung guy on the right?
I mean, I've got an anti-horde weapon.
As I say, like, I don't mean to alert anyone, but there's a bunch of big, ugly, big bastards with hammers.
Yeah. I'll distract them on my turn.
And I feel like we have 2 space marines and an anti-armor specialist.
The mutant mob.
I'm gonna try and be okay.
The mutant mob. It's gonna make a roll. Let's try and find a fear
Ziv to be on his own.
Well, Ziv's intimidation was pretty good.
I can take care of that.
Alright, then I've got the right flank covered. My turn. And I'll distract them.
Okay. Just give me 1 moment.
I will be right back.
Right.
Now, if only there was someone who could move this tank out of the way.
I could.
If only they came close.
For what purpose, though?
So, they're somewhat shaken by your brazen boldness of just marching out in front of them all, like, fucking have it, lad, and all that shit. And they're at a slight penalty. They're still going to charge you reluctantly, but they are at a slight penalty to do so.
I just realized that Ziv is just a Scotsman on PCP.
Ziv is just... he's been in the trenches.
Oh yeah.
He's practically died already.
They don't have quite enough movement to reach you.
Dead men walking.
Once upon a time, there was a corrupt commissar who passed as if a joint and said, "If you do not smoke this, then we have a problem." It's PCP's if angel dust.
Showa. Here we go.
Alrighty. Okay, so here's what I will do first of all.
Back.
I'll look at the group, and they're a horde, right?
This is a horde, yes.
So it counts as like one target?
Yes.
Oh. Then he'll raise his fingers and cast a unfeathered spontaneous combustion at them.
Alright.
Mr. Al Akbar sends his regards.
So let me think. It's a 5 gauge. What's that?
Ooh.
That's yep.
It's a Cybolt. Has the flame quality, you see. Gren has the flame qualities. Spontaneous combustion.
One moment, just.
You're using 3 psi, so that is 22 damage. Oh no, it added it on, didn't it? Yeah, it's already added it on.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I added it on.
Cool. Give me one moment, I'll just calculate.
Let me find the flame quality in the weapon.
Yep.
Agility test. They must succeed on an agility test or be set on fire.
Okay, that is the rules for regular things. Hordes do it differently, actually, for flame weapons. So,
Then I don't know.
yeah, I'm going to tell you that. A flame weapon used on a horde hits a number of times equal to 1/4 of the weapon's range, rounding up, plus 1d5. So a flame weapon with range of 10 hits a horde 1d5 plus 3 times. So your total range with a psi rating of 3 is 60 meters.
Yes.
And 1/4 of 60. Let's have a look. Divide by 4.
That's a 4th, isn't it?
60 divided by 4. 15.
15
So,
plus
1d5, yep, plus 15.
$20.
Interesting. So
that's 16 energy damage with 20 hits, was it?
yep, so that kills 20 of them.
Nice.
So I snap my fingers, and suddenly there's a blinding flash of white light as they all begin screaming and burning alive.
That leaves 4 of them left.
They're mine.
They're all mine.
I absolutely love Zip's character.
I'm just gonna delete them. Fuck it. Right, there we go.
This is my way.
I'm not
This
putting
is
the X's on all of those.
This is my way of showing my respects to Civ.
That's nice.
Okay.
Then I shall then, even though I know that he's not looking at me, tap my head with a toothy grin on my face and start walking towards the massive.
Okay.
It turns out pyromancy psychers are anti-horse specialists.
Who would have thunk it?
Yeah.
Okay, I tap back in. What are limits? Holy shit!
Gren's
Everything's on fire.
flame weapons are hilariously good against hordes. They're pretty much the best thing.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
I incinerate. I snap my
Incinerate 20 of
fingers, and 20 of them burned alive.
It's because it has such a good range, the spontaneous combustion. I like how they just spontaneously combust as well. They're just suddenly on fire.
There's my own business, then they touch something Killer Queen touched, and just...
Ron, it's your go.
Yeet. Right.
You make a good team, boy.
Move over here. Activate my voice amplifier. And scream at these guys, more trips to ICU, because I see you. And I,
What's the big
roll
niggas?
and intimidate on that. Yes.
Wait, it's these guys in particular, or all of them?
The big mutant cunts.
The Chungus.
Oh, but all 4 of them, or the bottom 2?
All 4 of them.
Okay, are you revealing your form?
Would that give me a bonus to intimidate?
Yes, because I believe you have Fear 2 in your true form.
I didn't know that, but sure.
Well, do you? Because I'm not 100% sure.
No, I don't. I do
You
not.
don't?
I do
Okay.
not.
I'll give you a
nice.
slight bonus, though, in your true form still, if you wish to enter that.
I
Because these
think I'll
guys
leave
cause
with
Fear
this.
2,
Right.
and you don't cause Fear, which does create problems. But I am still account for the fact that you're a Marine, so don't worry.
Right, then I shall go in my regular form then. Just to those guys.
Okay.
Also
Roll
give
me an
me a bonus for my
intimidate at... -10, I think.
Well, I would get a +5 from my armor, because
Yep.
it's best. And I would also potentially get a plus...
An intimidation bonus from armor that no one else can see.
Well, they can.
He's turned it off.
Okay.
Oh, you
And
turn it right.
I should get a +10 from Pity the Weak, potentially. If my strength is higher than theirs.
That's a supposition. Let me double check that. What's your total strength?
84 with unnatural strength 6.
You are stronger than them, actually.
Yeet.
So they are indeed suffer pity the weak. So make it at +5, I'll say, in total.
Alright.
Okay. Let's have a look. Oof.
I think they beat you, actually.
I'm fine with this.
They do just, yes.
I want to draw them towards
They
me.
kinda just turn their heads to you and kinda chuckle a little bit in this low, gravelly, deep booming. And they kinda, a lot of them turn their attention to you. You doing anything else this turn?
No, because I can't, I believe.
Okay. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, we'll end on that cliffhanger. As it's 20 past 11. Hope you've enjoyed this session. Do any of you gentlemen have any final thoughts?
Nope.
Blood for the blood god.
Next session, this arrow tipped with Nurgle poison meets that big fucker's skull.
Yeet.
I don't need the ovens.
Same.
I hope I just get enough of them.
I made some art. I made some art in the bottom right corner.
Oh yeah. And on that bombshell, folks, we'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Yeah.